What have you been doing other than nothing?
Peeing.
He's having a good time.
I mean, it doesn't take all day. Everyone does it.
Everybody pees.
Everybody pees.
Not as much as you. And
They made a book like that.
you would assume you'd be like really quick at it by now.
No.
With the amount of extra times you go.
Do you want to go again before we start?
No, I'm good now.
God.
Rick V-Dub. What's up, Rick? Thanks for joining us.
What up?
All right. You ready to do the things, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to do the things.
3, 2, 1. Hello. I'm John Stairs. You're listening to Topics Under the Stairs. As always, I'm joined by Ryan and Mark.
Hello there.
How we doing?
Tonight we have a return guest. We have Matty Connolly with us. It's been 30 episodes since you were last here.
Hell yeah, dude.
I did the math.
I was just looking quick,
It's a good
and
chunk of episodes.
That's what he was doing instead of peeing.
That's what took so long. Yeah,
exactly.
Task
Yeah.
at hand, John.
Yeah.
Task at hand.
I was.
Dylan, I love you.
What's up,
Dylan.
Dylan Smith? Matty, I want to kiss you. Audio early, thank you. Yep, you're welcome, Rick.
We just started late. Audio always turns on around the same time.
Yeah, we just started late today. Exactly.
That's my fault, everybody.
Oh, it's all good. There was important fried chicken duties to be had.
That's right.
So
Facts.
fucking good.
Had to hit Honeybird.
Every time.
Oh my god.
Gotta smash some Honeybird.
That's right.
We haven't been in like a month, so
No,
it was a nice
that's
treat.
If we had known when we got back there was a turkey in the parking lot, we could have made our own dinner.
It's been a fucking month. Yeah.
It has been a month, yeah, because we've done other things the
Yeah,
last
because we
week.
recorded an off day. We didn't go. And
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by Revival Motoring. Check out revivalmotoring.com.
Paul.
We'll get into that in a
don't
minute.
yell, Paul. He's still hurting.
Yeah.
Were you texting him randomly or something?
I was texting him last night.
Jesus Christ.
Revival Motoring.
I would love to see some screenshots of that, Paul. And
I'll pull him up. I'll
Can
pull
you
him
tell
up
he's
on the
not from
screen.
Boston? Who says batter? It's batter.
Yeah.
Oh, swing, batter, swing. Yeah.
Batter. What batter are you talking about?
I'll just throw what I was sending Paul up on the screen here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, what is... Okay. I mean...
If you move that camera a quarter of an inch, we're going to see something nobody wants to see.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute. This episode is brought to you by Revival Motoring. You can check out revivalmotoring.com for everything about the network. Info on all 4 shows you can listen to there. Us here, Topics Under the Stairs, the Revival Motoring Show, our friends at Lucis Fast, and archived episodes of Talking Motorcycles. The other thing you can do is hop on YouTube and give all 3 shows a follow. Topics Under the Stairs, Revival Motoring, and Lucis Fast. Lucis Fast is working on getting their YouTube live stuff set up. So if you hop on and give them a follow, it's a big help.
I did it this week.
To help.
Did my due diligence.
Yeah, you have to have a certain number of subscribers on YouTube before they let you live stream. So if you want to see them live stream, help them out and hop on there and do that. And you should, follow us on YouTube if you don't yet. If you're just an audio listener, hop on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds, and we greatly appreciate it if you do those things. Apparently, I've lost internet connection.
Yeah, it was you.
Oh, no.
The whole ship's going down.
Everything's failing.
Oh, my God.
We're not back.
I'll be at Honeybird.
Now, the internet in this...
Captain and
building's
Coke,
rough.
please.
But yeah, you can check out revivalmotoring.com. If you want to help a little more, besides just like sharing when you listen to episodes, following the pages, you can check out revivalmotoring.com/B4B. That's Bucks for the Boys.
Bucks for the boys!
Bucks for the Boys is our value for value method to help sustain the studio here. Keep the lights on, pay for the equipment,
Clearly, we didn't pay the internet bill this month because
Yeah.
it's fucking with us.
I need to like tell it that it's hardwired and not go to the Wi-Fi. That's the problem because the Wi-Fi in here is like really wacky.
Can you just
Usually,
go shut it off?
when I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, I never had an issue. It's getting connected is the issue.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why it won't work. It's weird, but
Hold tight, everybody. We're getting
regardless, I mean, it doesn't matter. The YouTube stream's still working because that computer's hardwired.
whatever you guys decide to. I can see it here right now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out, revivalmotoring.com. That's the big thing. revivalmotoring.com/B for B, and like and subscribe to all the things. Do you have any callbacks?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me.
I wasn't ready for this.
Now who's not ready, dude?
I'm ready. So we had our shuffleboard finals. Well, I did.
Oh.
Not everyone in this room did.
Oh. Did
And-
someone not make the finals?
You didn't make the
Not make the
playoffs.
finals. I didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I've
I haven't had a
never made the
shuffleboard update
playoffs.
in a while.
Yeah.
Well, this is a big one.
I'm
Update
assuming
is,
Cassie won the whole thing.
I'm the champion. Cassie is
no
not
way.
the champion.
No way.
Yeah. Me and this guy Brian.
Congratulations, buddy.
Actually, we played Cassie and Bob.
Cassie and Bob.
Yeah, and it was 2 out of 3. We had to go 3 games though, so it was good. It was fun.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yep, it was a damn good game. It's a close game.
My other callback is the Bruins are playing tomorrow night, and they're just sucking all the fans in to fucking disappoint them.
Did they win the other night?
Yeah, they won of course they won the other night. Why wouldn't they win the other night?
I honestly thought they lost. I stopped
Yeah,
watching.
yeah. I don't blame you.
So I watched. I'm not a. All right.
A lot of people are very upset about this.
I enjoy the game of hockey. I like watching hockey.
Yeah.
I don't follow hockey.
Sure.
But if the Bruins are on, I will watch the game, right? So,
Yeah.
But I don't like go to watch the game like I would a Patriots. I make sure I watch whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
So my mother, a huge hockey fan, she gives me the updates.
Yeah.
So the other night, it was like game 2, I think. I start watching. The minute I start watching, it's like goal, goal, goal,
Yeah.
goal. I'm like, I'm going to shut this off.
So
I
you're
think
the
I'm a
problem.
jinx. So I shut it off. They still lose. It was like 6-1, I think that game was.
Yeah.
Then the next game, they're up 2-0.
Yeah.
I turn it on. I'm like, oh, sweet, they're up 2-0.
Yeah.
Literally within a second, they scored. Then they scored again. Then they had that weird cross-check fucking into the goalie penalty that didn't get called.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like, all right, I'm definitely a jinx. I'm not watching hockey. I did not watch the game the other night, and they won. So I don't think I should watch hockey anymore.
Don't watch it. Yeah, please. Yeah, they're just building the fans are just getting pumped up again, and then I think they're just gonna fucking end up not even making it out of the series. But I hope I'm wrong because I was wrong the other night too. So sometimes it's good to be wrong.
Yep.
But it's fucking disappointing. They look like shit. They didn't laugh the other night. They started to.
Yeah.
They started good, and then they started to look like shit. So that's great. So they're on decline again. One period, they look great. Now they're on the decline.
So that's
so
great.
good. That's good. Millions of dollar players. That's great.
Yeah.
Good. 20 minutes of greatness, 40 minutes of suck. That's awesome. They made it out of it, though.
Oh man.
I just want to know about my other one is the Sox game, John. Tell us about that.
So, had great tickets, right? Basically sitting on top of the away dugout.
That's near the end zone, right?
Yeah, right near the end zone. Yeah.
John doesn't know anything about sports.
I really do like baseball. It's the only sport that I played like in school and
basketball.
stuff. And I know how to play it, which is unlike most sports. I know all the rules to baseball. And it was sick tickets. I mean, even if you don't like sports, when you're sitting that close,
That's a gnarly seat right there.
when you're
Great seat.
When you can put your beer on top of
Yeah.
the dugout, that's
Yeah.
a good fucking seat.
Yes, that's crazy.
and even no matter how little you care about sports, if you're that close, you're like standing on the field.
Yeah.
You can't not be interested. So it was great. We got a ball when the Rays were walking off field, like I think in the 6th or 7th inning. One of the guys just looked up at Cassie and I just put my hand up and he just lobbed the ball over the fence and just caught it. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, cool.
Hell yeah.
This is sweet.
It's a good picture.
So me and Paul were both wrong.
I caught it.
He texted me and he was like, "There's no way John caught that baseball."
I did. I
And I
caught it
said,
in one
"Yeah,
hand.
there's no way."
Well, I
said, "He
think to
probably
be fair
doesn't-
it was underhand lob
Yeah,
to him.
well, I told
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, yeah,
I just said I assume he thinks it's a basketball anyways.
Yeah.
Shouts to our friends in Torn in Half. I wore my only
Say Boston beach
Boston
medal?
Boston death medal.
Death metal.
I wore my only like.
That'd have been funnier though.
I don't have any sports
It's just a
memorabilia,
picture of like,
and I'm
the
like,
Revere coastline.
yeah, I'm like this shirt has the Sicko sign on it, so this will be my sports
that's
shirt
perfect.
for today.
That's fair.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I wore my sports shirt.
Are those all your wounded soldiers right there? Is that why you have a headache today?
No, that's like from everybody in the whole row.
Sure.
Those aren't
The
mine.
whole row, he
Yeah.
says. Yeah, there's only 6
Definitely
people in the
his,
row.
yeah.
Yeah. That was all of us just put our beers right next to each other. All these people I didn't know.
Yep, definitely.
But yeah, we went to Bleacher Bar, which is cool. If you're not from Boston, Bleacher Bar is on Lansdowne Street behind Fenway Park, and it's literally a bar under the bleachers.
Yeah, it's so sick.
And there's a garage door. So
Shout out Bleacher Bar. Dude.
yeah, big shout out Bleacher Bar. Actually, I think in this picture. So from where we were sitting, this green square right here is Bleacher Bar.
Yeah, yep.
So sick.
There's just a garage door to the outfield. In that picture, I showed earlier, holding the ball is from the bathroom at Bleacher Bar, holding my ball, looking at the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's pretty great. So it was an awesome day. Cassie and I had a blast, and
I fucking love going to Fenway to see a game.
it's so fun. Can't beat it. It's,
My wife does not give a shit about sports, but even she enjoys that.
Yeah,
That's
you
how you know
can't-
it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really can't beat it. It's a great night out. The weather held out for us. A little sprinkle at the end, and that was it. So it was an awesome night.
Fuck yeah.
Very pleased. Hopefully, I'll get tickets again this year because those are the best seats. And it's a guy I know that has season tickets, and usually like once a year I'll get tickets.
That's cool.
Hopefully twice a year this year.
Yeah.
Callbacks other than that,
So,
this Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Good.
This Sunday, Bone Cruising, Widowmaker 3, the third one. Back at Wood Road this time. We've got our friends at Bone and Bread slinging the food. We have an addition to, well, actually, we did it the second time, but it was at the other beer garden. This time, it's back at Wood Road with the full indoor location, full outdoor beer garden, extended outdoor beer garden with cars parked in it so you can look around the cars, have a beer in your hand. Our friend DJ Nothing Means Nothing, who is also on the show, will be spinning records all day. And it's going to be a sick
Gonna be
time.
there?
What is it?
The Liquid Light Kid?
Dregs will probably be there, but
That shit blows my mind.
have you seen him?
Yeah, well, because I went to the.
Oh yeah, you were at that other Widowmaker show. Yep.
Yeah, dude, and like the whole time
You
I was
went
sitting there-
the night of Grasp, I think,
Yeah,
right?
yep. And I was sitting there like watching, and I was like, "This is crazy." And then my wife was like, "That guy's doing it right there."
Yep.
And I look over, and he's got like fucking 2 huge bowls with like
Yeah.
all the water and the color and the oil and shit. It's fucking wild.
We had him
Yeah,
on the
those,
show
like,
too. I was blown away. Like
1980s
explain how
high
he
school
does and stuff.
projectors. He's
yeah,
fucking
dude,
running
it's super
through.
cool. And yeah, he's
fucking
got like
badass.
the camera like right above it. Like
Yeah.
it's really that's a fucking creative fucking thing, man.
Seeing him
Super
work
cool.
at Hop Smoker Fest, he had the graphics for every band when they were playing. So we had a layer of the graphics in the file on top of the Liquid Light show, the Hop Smoker Fest logos.
Wow.
And he lit the set for fucking like 15 bands in 2 days. It was insane.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, he does great work. And it really sets like the whole vibe of the place
That's what
off.
I was about to say. Is
There's
it,
just nothing like it.
It adds like a whole different level. It makes watching a band like
Yep.
I don't know. One of my favorite bands is Meshuggah,
Oh yeah.
and dude, their like live production is just the highest.
Yeah, I've heard they're amazing live. I've never seen
They're
them.
amazing sound wise, but it's dude the show that they put on. They change their backdrops. They have huge light rigs that they move on and off stage for different songs. Like
That's
crazy,
cool.
just crazy shit, and it really elevates the experience. So something like that.
That was always my theory about Kiss. The only reason they were popular is because of the show. Because I think they're fucking terrible.
I mean,
fucking hate Kiss so much.
I definitely like. Part of me agrees with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on that. I do like Kiss. Honestly, they were one of my favorite bands when I was like a young
Look in
kid.
high school, like when you're younger and you're hearing that shit, like all right, some of the songs are catchy, but like
Yeah, it's the
I don't know. I
it's
just
the
I
outfits, the theatrics, fucking.
I
Ace
understand
Frehley's
that as
guitar.
well.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a few songs I'm like, all right,
all right,
And
yeah.
then,
It's
yeah, I think the show's
I had
the production's the key.
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
so
sure,
there was a
yeah.
guy who lived in Dartmouth who used to drive a van around with
Yeah.
Kiss painted on the side.
Yeah, poor guy.
He was in the mall all the time. You probably saw him. He was around when you
Yeah.
lived in Dartmouth.
Oh yeah.
Was
I've
at
seen
the
it.
I
mall
could put
all
this
the
conversation
time.
to bed the minute they took the makeup off.
Oh, it was bad.
We all know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I
they're
mean?
wearing like,
So, like,
they look
let's-
like a boy band with
Are they-
puffy shirts.
Let's
and
be
fucking
real. That was
afros.
Like,
It didn't look
you're
good.
right. It
Yeah, it wasn't a
clearly
good
was
look.
the
There was
show.
a time they didn't wear makeup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I
I
whole
didn't
album,
realize that.
Kiss
It did not go
strip.
over
It
well.
did not go over
No.
well.
Wow,
They
I
tried
never
to-
knew
they
that.
tried
I'm
to
gonna
like
say,
be
the
Kiss adults.
early-ish 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
Wow.
had their height in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So early 90s, they tried
Oh,
to change
no
it up a
shit.
little bit. And they pulled the
Yeah.
makeup off.
Wow, no,
You saw
don't even
Paul
show me,
Stanley
John.
looked up
John,
and
I
you're
don't
like,
even want to see it.
No, I'm good.
You don't want to see it?
No, I don't want to see
No,
it.
put it back on. Put it back on. Put the makeup back on now.
You look like shit.
You got to see it.
Their show is good. I mean, it's all pyro.
Well, that's it. Like, it was the show.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like Gore.
Yeah.
Gore's fucking terrible, really.
Yeah.
But their show's ridiculous.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, dude.
Like, they are not. No.
They
Yeah.
look like
Just
any other
no.
band. It's like not.
They're
It's
so
like,
tan.
yeah, it's
Not
rough,
there.
dude.
Jesus.
You don't look-
Jesus.
That's a
Yeah.
rough one, dude.
Man. God.
Paul
Yeah.
Stanley has like a horse face. Like, it's so big. Look at his.
Not good. Why is your faces so long?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude. Him and Gene
Holy
Simmons'
shit.
faces are long as fuck.
Well,
my
Gene Simmons is just
God.
a big guy. So, like, he's just a
Yeah.
big dude. But
Yeah.
the rest of them, they're disproportionate.
Shit.
Yeah.
Put the makeup back on. Hurry up.
Thanks for that, John.
My first real concert was Aerosmith and Kiss, and I'm like hyped that was. Like,
That's a cool first concert.
Hey,
fucking
That's pretty
sick.
good, man.
I'd
It
watch
was
the fuck
sick.
out of Aerosmith.
Yeah, I loved Aerosmith. When I was younger, they were like my favorite fucking band. Aerosmith rips.
Yep.
They did the
sure.
video in Fall River. A bunch of kids from my high school went there and watched them. They filmed in a church in Fall River. One of the videos for
Oh, no
it.
kidding.
Oh, that's
It's either
cool.
crying or
I didn't know that. That's cool as fuck.
yeah. They used one of the Gothic churches in Fall River.
I know they're all from like New Hampshire and shit, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they're local guys.
Steven Tyler's from Marshfield, right?
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
South. Yeah.
Yeah, or,
Yeah, he's like
or
right
has
outside.
a house out there or something.
Well, yeah. So that's the big update. Widowmaker, Bone Cruising Sunday, and hope to see you there.
Yeah,
Starts
definitely.
10 o'clock.
Hey, I got a question about that.
Yeah.
What's going on with the beer garden this year?
The Kilroy Square Beer Garden or the Braintree Beer Garden?
Braintree.
Braintree, the one offsite from
Yeah.
Wood Road.
The one we went to.
Yeah, they have not announced it's opening for sure, but they've not announced opening dates for it yet. I don't know when that's going to be. They did just announce Kilroy Square Beer Garden in Quincy
Yep.
is opening tomorrow.
Cool.
Yep. So big things popping. They are also doing like a sick patio setup at Brighton.
Oh, I saw that.
Yep.
They're in the works. Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of exciting things happening. A bunch of good shows coming up.
great.
Speaking of Dregs Liquid Light Show, Catch Show at Widowmaker. It sounds awesome in there too. Like the sound for live music is fucking great in there. It's a great venue.
Well, so John was talking about sports. So I have a
sports.
sports
He
thing.
was trying, yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
He
He's trying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to switch it up. I want to talk about Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
I
was talking about that.
specifically want to talk about the Michael Jordan of Finland in hobby horsing.
Hobby.
This
Oh.
one's from Mark.
Oh,
Look at the look on his
the
face.
hobby, the people that ride the yeah.
I was requested to bring this up by my
Fucking
brother.
Blake. He sent it to me, too. Did he tell you what I said?
Yeah, he showed me the whole text chain.
Listen,
Have you seen this? It's the people that
Yeah.
the horse on a stick. And
I have a hard...
This
listen,
woman,
especially
yeah.
when I have a horse rider in my family.
Right.
I mean, this fucking chick started at 17.
13. From
What?
well,
Does it even fucking matter?
It kind of doesn't. But
All right, yeah, 13. Make it worse. That's fine. And
Make
now
it
she's
worse.
47.
Yeah.
And if we could play the clip. It's a broomstick with a fucking stuffed animal horse head on it. Like if there's anyone listening to this, honestly, and I'm insulting you, I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you though?
No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. It's just like
Immediately.
It's fucking insane. Like I don't get it. You
I
do.
just sent the clip to the topics page. If you can,
That's
I
not
could-
pulling it up right now.
I could see if like this is a child's game. Fine, understandable.
it was a toy in the 50s, right? So like that was a toy
Yeah.
kids had in the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is like real shit.
Yeah.
The best is this woman refers to herself as the Michael Jordan of hobby horsing
Oh.
in Finland. And then she's just
That's
kind of
reckless.
trying
Right?
to jump
That's
over
reckless.
logs, and you're just waiting for her to eat shit.
I was 13,
Yeah.
started really competitively by the time I was 17.
I can't play the video 'cause-
I'm now
because YouTube.
47. The friendships are strong. Just always surrounded by women. I like to be surrounded by. I like women. Obviously,
We
this
know.
is my main horse.
We know.
My really, as they say in America, my ride or die. This is grandmother.
Check
my
out the
name's
top
after
to
my
the stair
grandmother.
page if you're curious what the video
Yeah,
is. You
we'll-
need to
we'll
look at
post
it
it.
now.
Yeah, because you have to
Fuck.
see this woman is dressed with a helmet.
Yeah,
She's
you
wearing
need
an
you could
equestrian
fall off your
helmet.
broomstick.
I know.
You know, I mean, imagine that. What a fall! A fucking 4.5
I wonder if
foot
she's
drop.
ever fallen and impaled
Yeah.
herself with the broomstick.
Fucking Christ! I can't. I'm telling you, this came. I don't even know how this originally came across. my fucking feed one day, and I'm like, is this is fucking real?
Blake sent it to you. That's where you got it.
No, I brought this up on the show a couple times.
Okay, we've talked about this a long time
and
ago.
now this is like insane. Like this, hearing a fucking interview like this is insane.
Because this woman is dead nut serious. Like,
dead nut serious.
Not fucking around.
She likes women.
She's in a full latex bodysuit.
She looks like she should be on a real horse.
Yeah.
Not a fucking dowel.
Yeah.
With a fucking, you know.
A fucking dowel.
She's got, she cleaned out her fucking closet and grabbed the fucking rod down and stuffed the pillow on there, fucking made of a horse.
God, it's so funny.
Unbelievable. Get the fuck out of here. Like, can you even run a mile? Run a mile. Finish the mile. I want to know what your mile is running. You're an athlete. I'll beat it with a shitty fucking knee.
Do not come.
She might. She loves women and fucking dowels.
I'm so, dude.
That horse has seen unspeakable
That's a
things.
our inside joke, so that's wicked fucking funny that you did the.
Oh, the clip? Yeah, it's a great clip.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
I promised Blake I would bring that
Blake,
up.
I hope you enjoyed that.
him.
I'm telling you, if I got to see another one of those, I'm writing a letter to somebody, being like, "Where is your like?" I mean,
Someone's getting a sternly worded letter.
at one point, you stop buying Happy Meals, right? You got to stop doing this fucking stupid shit.
Do you remember the show on A&E back in the day called Taboo? Remember that show?
Yes.
No.
It's like, that's perfect.
That's exactly.
That's exactly what that is. Yeah.
It was all like really weird and possibly illegal shit people were doing with like
one of the first episodes that I remember from that is a guy that was in love with his car. That dude.
Oh, that was that show. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Jesus.
he used to hump the tailpipe.
Well, that was like there's
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there was another episode.
I saw a TikTok where he recently was like, "Yeah, we're no longer together." Talking about his car. Fuck.
Stop.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's a woman that was
can't.
there was a woman that was in a relationship with a retired circus ride or something too. That was on. It was a show like that.
Yeah,
but it wasn't that show.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And she had
That's
literally
my
a
strange equation,
disassembled circus ride on a fucking trailer.
That's some shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dude. The intro to him is like him kissing the like headlights and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is fucking ridiculous. This is unfucking believable.
Every week we try to make Mark quit. We might actually do it tonight.
Like, honest to God. Fuck.
It's crazy. You got any other callbacks? Yeah.
Well, it's not a callback. It's more of a debate.
Okay.
Yeah, I like debates.
All right.
Would you call it a mass debate?
It's not a mass debate. It's a Rhode Island debate. No.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. No. So
See what he did there, John?
that's right.
I did.
So this came up recently in my house, and then I asked the question to my brother, and he sided with the wrong side. So
Hell yeah.
when you're watching television at a normal volume that you can hear,
Yeah.
do you put the closed captions on?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
That one bother the captions thing. I don't get it. Are you a
turned my-
caption guy? No.
No.
I-
My wife is, but only. Well.
Okay, hang on.
I'm gonna prove your point. It's only when she wants to do something else, but also like half pay attention.
Wait, hang on.
She'll like read and like leave the TV on.
But then you're reading two things.
Yeah, but what's the closed
crazy.
caption have to do? Is the sound on with the closed caption?
A little bit, like a touch.
The
But
only
she'll only use it for like fucking Peaky Blinders when she's like, I can't understand what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
But she will leave it on when she doesn't need it at all.
What?
And
It drives me crazy.
well, because I'm also an idiot, and I just will sit there and read a TV show.
well, that's it. I'm looking at the words now. I'm not watching the show.
I like have a wicked hard time watching when they're on the screen. My eyes go to the words.
And then you start
apparently
thinking
an
like,
idiot.
and then it's like, then I start thinking like this. Wow, like if I was deaf and I needed to use these captions, what I'm reading hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Or it already did happen.
The delay.
It's always early.
And
or
once
late.
again, you're not watching the movies or the show.
Right. And then I'm thinking about like, oh my God, like I feel so bad for deaf people, and I wonder who decides when the text changes on the screen, and it's then I don't even know what I'm watching anymore.
I can understand like a news broadcast for the delay, like because they're typing it live, right?
I was just gonna leave.
What's he gonna say? Dude? I'm so ready for what Mark gonna say, dude.
No, go ahead. You guys are doing great. Joe. I don't. It's really. I shouldn't. I'm gonna in a minute, but I'll let you go.
My point is I get very easily distracted, and the whole purpose of the captions is out the fucking window.
Yeah, facts.
It's out the window.
So yeah, this all started because every time I turn my television on, the fucking closed captions are on. I'm like, how does the TV keep fucking
Who in
up?
your house is doing this?
My daughter.
It's Emma?
What? Fucking Emma.
Can I call her out on this when she comes on the show?
Can we get her on the phone?
We'll
We're calling her out.
Prime
Well, she'll be
automatically
in a
puts-
couple
She's
weeks.
going to be in a couple weeks.
She'll be
We'll
in a
talk about
couple
it
weeks.
then.
We'll fucking call her out then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it started there, and I was like, "Can we not do this?" And she's like, "But that's the best way to watch television." I'm like, "I'm sorry, what now?" And then I said something to my brother the other day. He's
I'm
like,
actually not surprised at all that your brother does this.
I'm kind of.
This is like
All right,
a
hang
wicked
on. So
Blake-
he
Blake-
has
this is
the
a
fucking
Blakeism.
closed captions on.
Blake does, yeah, which I only learned about like 2 days ago.
Do you not want to be related anymore?
I kind of don't.
If you,
If the
I don't
good
think they
stuff didn't
fucking.
outweigh
I
the
don't think
bad-
they are fucking related, to be honest with you, because they are so different. They are like polar fucking opposites. It is. It is the weirdest. There's so many people that have met Blake 20 years ago and know Ryan now, and have
Still
they
no
have
idea
no
that we're
fucking
brothers.
idea that they're related. It's hilarious.
We're both named Hathaway. We love air-cooled Volkswagens. I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
But besides that,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
But no, like on a personal, like behind closed doors, we're very much the same person.
Yeah.
Like, we're always in tune with the same shit. Like we'll see something, we both think of the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
But in like
You carry
normal
yourselves very
society,
differently.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
we're completely different. Yeah,
Demeanors
it's
are
hilarious.
different.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just hilarious.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, Mark's waiting.
So my in-laws always, my mother-in-law, not my father-in-law, but my mother-in-law has the closed captions on all the time. Now, when my sister-in-law is over, she has very bad hearing problems, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But she has them on my mother-in-law has them on all the fucking time, and the volume up. Like if I'm working in the garage,
I shouldn't have crushed those 2 club sodas.
yeah, you think it's the sodas? Yeah. Whatever liquid you have is going to do this to you. And I'm like, why do you have them? She's like, well, sometimes I like fall behind or something. I don't know. There's no real good reason.
There's no way to explain
90% of
it.
the time, anyone's reasoning for something that's ridiculous to me
Yeah.
is never good enough anyways.
Yeah.
So like, like John just playing club soda.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Specifically club
But I
soda.
don't understand
Yeah.
it. So like when I'm at the gym, obviously they have no sound on.
Right.
I have my earbuds in anyways.
Yeah.
And then I'm like reading and I can already tell it's behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it kind of
fully.
fucking pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then I look back, I'm like, you kind of want to like, it's like having a picture.
Well, remember back in the day, you'd
Yeah,
put like
yeah.
you'd go rent a movie from Blockbuster for all you older people, and you'd put the movie in and you'd start it, and the words would be just a half a second behind the mouth.
I never noticed that.
Sometimes.
What do
not
you
all
mean the
time.
words?
Like the
audio.
audio was just behind the actual mouthing of the
I
words.
never noticed
Oh,
that.
It was
my
like a
God.
glitch with the system or whatever. I would literally return the DVD. I'm like, I can't
That-
watch. I cannot fucking watch this.
Wow.
I have a Sonos soundbar, and I love Sonos. It's one of the best things ever.
far.
Gary
Yeah.
Dell'Abate says it's the greatest thing ever.
I would agree. It's great, and it functions great
Hey, boss.
for the most part.
Yeah.
But for some fucking reason, because it hooks up through the HDMI, and there's a variable, and you can actually adjust the speed of which the syncing happens, and then like it'll be perfect on cable, but then you go to Netflix and it's fucked up, and it's so annoying.
Sucks.
Well, remember when you bought a plasma TV years ago? You had to do a whole sync to the sound.
Wait, hold
thing.
on.
Yeah.
What'd you just say again? Say what you just said again.
Sonos.
So with the Sonos
I was having my
soundbar,
own party in my head. I was kind of listening, but there was no subtitles, so I fucking got lost. So no, but what? But at the same time, really. But
Well
seriously, what
played.
did you just say
no,
about the sound
so
thing?
it's fixed now. I ended up calling customer service. This was a few years ago, so I don't remember exactly what the fuck it was, but they had me like reset a bunch of shit and it fixed it. But for like 2 months when I got this thing, cable would be in sync with the speaker.
Oh.
But then Netflix wouldn't be. Or vice versa. I would get Netflix right and then cable would be
All right,
fucked
that's
up.
what we have an issue with is with our soundbar. Comcast is always off,
Oh,
but
yeah.
any streaming platform is fine.
And
Interesting.
yeah, it's so what
You said HDMI with the Sonos? It's not like optical or something?
they have optical too, but HDMI ARC is the one that is the preferred method because
Interesting.
it's a smart speaker that will control the TV too.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it needs to communicate to the ARC.
I would say, yeah, so it's an in and out situation. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. In and out. Yep. But yeah, so yeah, check that out. It could be the way your cable.
You
is
really
hooked
want to
up.
know, don't you?
I do. I really do. I'm so excited.
What?
About the whole subtitle thing. I was like thinking.
Oh.
I was thinking if I was someone that was completely deaf
Uh huh.
and I'm have to read subtitles.
Okay.
And then I can tell they're fucking off. I'd be so mad. I'd probably throw something at the TV. But you know what the upsetting thing is? I can't even hear the destruction at this point. So it almost becomes stupid to do it. That was it.
Latency. Yeah, Rick V-Dub knows a lot of things, and he's saying latency. I don't know what that means. I bet Matty knows what that means.
I do know what that means. We have a long talk about latency.
Yeah. Well,
you could just tell us
Give
what
us
it
the
means
cliff
now.
notes.
Yeah. All right. So pretty much, I mean, if the input, essentially the output is a delay from the input. That's what latency is.
Okay.
And that's can happen in recording significantly if your computer sucks or if you got really CPU heavy software running. Like sometimes when I'm going to record, I'll like play and it'll come out of my speakers like a full second later.
Oh, wow.
If I like forget to
that's-
turn something off or something like
Yeah.
that.
And then you just throw the timing off, and then you don't know where the fuck you
I
are.
don't know
Yeah, I can't
anything,
even.
dude. It's crazy.
I couldn't function.
I honestly, for the longest time, ran on a laptop, and it got to the point where I like couldn't really do anything without latency, and that's when I was like, all right, things need to change.
Yeah, we need to.
Well, because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
As you say that, I'm quitting like a million things that are open on my. I have like every piece of Adobe software open right now.
Yeah, it's CPU heavy for
Yeah.
sure.
No wonder
That's
the
real
group chat
CPU.
crashed.
Yeah, right? Jeez.
Yeah, man. So, do we have any other callbacks?
No, that's it.
Those are my two to round markup.
I
There
guess
was a second one?
It was the hobby horse and
Yeah.
the.
Oh, yeah. Subtitles.
Yeah, you got them with both of those.
I think I
Yeah.
did.
you got them
Fucking
fully
Christ.
with both of those.
so. The first news I have.
Wait, hold on. Back to the subtitles real quick. Technology? I'm sorry. Technology's so advanced. Like, how are they so fucking far behind?
But you know what's funny is newer technology is almost worse with latency. I feel like
Yeah.
because it has to process. When it was analog, it's not
just was.
processing.
It may get every third word wrong, but you got the idea what was going on.
I guess. I just feel like it should be better.
I agree.
I mean, I sort of understand why it's not, but I'm still upset about it.
Bluetooth
Yeah,
latency.
terrible.
Rick V-Dub in the chat. I remember when I worked at the car dealership. This guy Aaron that worked there, he was a musician and an amazing technician, and he would constantly complain about CarPlay quality versus like Bluetooth, like plug-in, and it's like it completely destroys audio quality.
Oh yeah.
And like same thing with like MP3 versus WAV files and stuff. Like a CD with WAV files sounds way better than an MP3 file.
He said specifically first gen. It's literally this gen right now because in my car, like just the Bluetooth. Well, Bluetooth is fine audio wise for the most part, but like if I'm watching like a YouTube video or something and I'm attached to my car,
Oh, it's so delayed.
oh, it's so delayed.
Yeah.
like there's even honestly, it's kind of interesting. Even when I'm plugged in via lightning cable in my car, there's still like it's significantly less.
It's
but-
funny because with my earbuds on Bluetooth, it's right on.
Oh, perfect.
But
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the car, it's fucked up.
yeah.
It's so off.
I wonder why it's like that.
No one will pay the cost for low latency audio equipment.
Thank you, Rick.
Yep. So
The guy with the knowledge.
Sounds like he's
Yeah.
preaching to the choir
Rick,
over here.
I learned last week. I think it was, last week. Rick was Rick, correct me if I'm wrong. The sound guy at the living room.
Dude, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which one?
The original.
the original one.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's of age to be the original guy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If it wasn't the original, we'd have been like, well, that guy sucked.
Yeah. Well, I never went to the original one. I only went to the one that was on I forget the fucking street. The one that was like right behind Burger King and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
But I love that venue.
Yeah, it was a cool venue.
I fucking love the living room. A lot of really good times there.
Yep.
It was the dirtiest place I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude. You pooping in the middle of the bathroom with no door.
Yeah, with no door in the stall.
And no door on the bathroom.
Yeah.
So you're
Oh, I've done that at a gay club.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But it's for different reasons. There's no doors.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but it's still just the same as the uncomfortability is still there.
Yeah.
It's even worse, actually.
Yeah.
Pleasant Valley. Hell yeah.
Yep. Yeah, one time I had to go to the bathroom really bad at the living room, and I just left. Like I just didn't even get to
That's
see the
enough
band
of the
that
show.
I wanted
We're
to
out
see.
of here. Yeah.
Yeah, the shitty one.
The shitty one.
Yeah.
The only one. Let's be real. Yeah.
Fucking A. I do have a couple newses. One of them is kind of a callback.
Okay.
So the portal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was quick.
We talked about the portal, and the first thing I said was, this is never going to work. Like, people are going to be whipping their dicks out in the portal constantly.
It
and
was
sure enough.
just broads pulling their shirts up.
Yep.
All day long. What have you done?
Don't fucking look at me.
He punched the table and the TV
I
turned
barely
up.
touched the table. This shoddy fucking system we got
It's-
going on here.
Yeah.
What's going
No,
on here?
I need a new.
adapter.
I need a new HDMI
Use that
adapter.
one.
The latency of this adapter. Oh man. But yeah, the portal's closed right now. It doesn't.
It's not going to open back up.
I think it's going to open back up.
Oh yeah, what do you think's going? What?
And
How?
how are they going to
How?
police that?
I think
They're
they
gonna-
literally have cops there.
They're going to have British guards
Yeah.
just standing there in red.
That's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But right now it's closed, as we
Yeah.
expected.
I mean, geez, it lasted a week, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
The other big news is Red Lobster's closing a bunch of locations.
That's
do you,
good.
I heard that,
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
Do you think it's because of the all-you-can-eat shrimp, like bankrupting them, or what are we thinking? I mean, to be fair, I'm not helping them stay open. I don't think I've ever been to one.
I've never been to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we live in arguably the best place to get fresh seafood.
That's true.
And I won't eat that. So there's no fucking way I'm going to Red Lobster.
Damn, that's
Yeah, but
crazy.
you're not eating it because of the freshness. You just don't like it.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to eat it, I'm going to eat it here. I'm not
All
going
right,
to go
all
to
right.
fucking Red Lobster.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 2023, the seafood chain's ultimate endless shrimp deal became more popular than expected.
Yeah. What like?
Inadvertently becoming a key factor in the $11 million loss of the third quarter of last year.
Fucking
What
way.
business-
$11 million of shrimp eaten.
So that question, that was a loaded question. You already knew the answer. to
I
that.
don't know
That's
what
fucking
jerk
wild.
off they had sitting in corporate. That was like endless seafood. That's what we should do.
Yeah,
I
'cause
make
seafood's
300
super
grand a
cheap.
year.
Wicked cheapest
I
of
mean,
all.
yeah.
Not endless nuggets.
Like seriously.
the
Like,
limited time deal in which guests pick two types of shrimp to enjoy nonstop for $20 landed a permanent spot on their menu in June. Their parent company, Thai Union Group, said November of 2023 that they were headed towards a $20 million loss in 2023.
Hey man, this just goes back. This
Now
goes
the
back.
endless shrimp deal costs $25.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh, good.
What was it before?
20.
that'll make the difference.
Yep. So
This goes back
Bit
to
of a
what we
stumble.
talked about a few weeks ago about these corporate. Maybe we didn't talk about it on air, but these corporate chains just fucking dying because
well, they're just bad food too.
it's shitty fucking food.
So that's
and
4 million meals
They're
they
paying
have to
the same
to make
as
up
if
the
they
loss.
go to a mom and pop's place down the street,
Yep.
and you fucking benefit way more people.
Yep.
And its food's gonna be fucking better.
Way
Guess
better.
what?
Hate to tell you.
Fast food is not cheap anymore.
No, it's not even
Or fast.
It's not even
No, it's
fast.
not fast.
Dude, a medium French fry is $3.29 at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's so messed up.
That is.
You get into the
I got a
numbers.
single French fry and a Diet Coke today. It was like $7.
The other thing is
It's like
the
that is fucked up.
the average weight of a. Did you hear this on the? We both listened to Stern and they were talking about it.
I got rid of Sirius, dude.
Oh, you did?
What?
I
I mean,
did.
I don't even have it, but you like that reaction?
Yeah. what?
Yeah.
I don't have it, but why would you do that?
I just keep arguing. Whenever I call to cancel, knowing damn well I'm not going to cancel,
Yeah.
and I talk my price down to like $40
Yeah.
for the year. And but yeah, they were talking about the weight of an average McDonald's hamburger is like 1.04 ounces. But after they cook it, that's
Yeah,
all that's left.
No more quarter pounder.
Yeah. So, but well, the quarter pounder
It
is a
was
little
always
bigger, but yeah,
pre-cooked weight. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always pre-cooked.
yeah, but 1.04 ounces.
Hey, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's like a bite of food.
Yeah.
That's a delicious.
Which is
bite.
crazy too, because it's like a fucking McDouble's like 800 trillion.
It's basically the
Yeah,
size
how
of
is it so many calories? It's the bun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is a
it's-
bun. It's the sugar bun.
Yeah.
It's like the size of an air hockey
Fucking
puck.
McDouble.
It really is. It's so small.
That whole thing with Subway is one of the that's probably one of the craziest things
What?
that happened last year. That they like got in trouble because the sugar content in their bread was like the same as like a fucking Snickers bar.
I just
Really?
saw. I just.
really?
Oh, I
Honest to
didn't
God,
hear that.
Like I could have been wrong about the candy, but like
Yeah.
the sugar content was so fucking high
Yeah.
that they had to change the recipe or like reclassify it
They
as something
class-
fucking different.
Someone.
Like, it's not
I
bread.
kind
It's
of
no
saw.
longer a bread's a honey bun.
I saw something about this. Someone was shitting on them and talking about how they got sued because the foot long they sold wasn't even a foot long.
Was it 11
it's like-
inches or
and
then
something
they
like
were-
that? Yeah.
no,
they were
it's less.
talk-
It was like 9
Yeah,
and a
and
half.
then they were
It's like
talking
kinda close.
about how their bread's really legally not even bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I
so,
could find it. It was almost like a
I got it. I
parody.
got it right
You
here.
got it?
Oh, shit.
Subway bread is not bread. Irish court rules. Judge finds the sugar content in the U.S. chain sandwich exceeds stipend limit and thus should be classified as confectionery.
Holy shit.
Like a donut.
Like I was going to say, it's
Or
a
a
fucking
cake.
pastry, dude.
Yeah.
I'd like a ham sandwich and a donut, please.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
pretty sure you can
Italian
get that
herbs and
around here
cheese donut,
somewhere.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That's fucking nuts.
Isn't that
it is
wild?
crazy. I mean, eat fresh, and this is
Eat fresh.
like
fresh
they got to
sugar.
come up with. So they got to change that, right? Like, come on, that was good in the '90s. You got us in the '90s.
Yeah.
Well, that was the reason McDonald's fries were always like crack because they put sugar in the salt.
Yeah, I mean, God bless them. I ain't gonna get angry at Ronald McDonald. I'll tell you that right now.
dude. I fucking love McDonald's French fries.
Fuck.
I fucking love filet-fish.
Really, dude.
Yeah.
The guitar player straight thrower is the only.
I'm just
one of
gonna-
the
you
only-
fucking- Close your laptop.
Really?
Every time he says that, I just want to
Cringe.
fucking be like that. Like
I love them.
that's your go-to when you go there.
100%.
2 a.m.
2
Drunk
a.m.
off your
Dude,
ass. You're getting a fillet of
100%.
fish.
You and Mike from Shape Thrower, dude.
Fuck
Homeboy
yeah.
loves fish. Filet
Yeah.
fish,
We got to get
dude.
him on the show.
You
I
definitely
don't-
should.
This guy
dude.
sounds like he knows what's going on. Yeah.
Shout
Walker
out
and I
Mike,
will
dude.
stay at Honeybird. You can have him on the
Seriously.
show.
Yep. Man, I love filet-fish so fucking
Well,
much.
let's say
I
you
like filet of fish when it's not from McDonald's. It's like a fish sandwich with some
Yeah.
lettuce and.
But have you
sauce.
had a filet-fish?
No.
Exactly. That's the thing. People that like fish haven't tried it.
I like fish.
Not fish from McDonald's, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
exactly. Right?
What's the difference? What's the fucking difference?
We
It's
live
just
in New
frozen
England, dude.
bullshit.
If I want to get fucking cod and
So
fry,
you can
I'd
get
rather-
a fresh
I'll
fish
make it-
sandwich from pretty much any
That's
restaurant
what
in
I
this
mean.
fucking area.
Yeah. Dude, come over. I'll make you fillet of fish in my house, dude. It'll be gas.
And then when they do the special 2 for $3.33,
I was gonna say.
give me the fillet of fish. That song, it's so
I
fucking
remember,
catchy.
yeah.
It's a catchy song. The double fillet of fish, I didn't like.
Oh, is that too
They
much?
did a double patty.
Is that the line?
I'm glad you.
Would you let me ask you? Let me ask you.
immediately
More
more.
fish is
Here's
too
the-
much fish.
We're gonna ready. Would you order 2 fillet of fish?
Yes.
But
just
not
said
a
he
double.
would.
He
You
just
see
said
this?
he would. He
Yeah.
just said he would.
But not the
he
double.
won't get the double. You sound
don't-
like
listen.
a complete ass.
I don't really care for double stuffed Oreos either. It's all in the ratio. It's all in the ratio.
I think you're crazy for that. I love double.
First of all, when you go into McDonald's, does ratio even matter at this point? like you've already
man's
pulled
bringing up
in with
ratio at
like, hey,
McDonald's.
I'm gonna eat like the fattest motherfucker
Right,
possible.
you've decided good decisions were
and
not
then
what
you're
you
over here
wanted to
getting
do.
microwave fish, so I don't even.
oh my god.
Fuck.
You can't even call it fish. It's not fish.
Yeah, no, it's that like spiked asshole fish with the flashlight on its head from the
Well, it's
bottom
like
of the ocean.
when I used
probably.
to work in the deli, we would get this frozen
my mother
brick
loves
of,
a fillet of fish.
They're
Loves it.
great. Your mom has impeccable taste.
We would get these frozen bricks of what they called crab.
McDonald's. How's your palate? Really good. Let me tell you about my McDonald's list.
Oh fuck. So good.
Do you remember this day in history?
Yeah, don't go to McDonald's and get the fillet of fish. 1998.
Yeah.
In this day in history, in 1992,
Yeah,
someone
hold on.
died.
You gotta-
eating
we gotta-
fish. Yeah.
We're gonna have to have Matty on a third time to talk about recording if this goes much further.
What I was saying was,
Yeah.
We're
42
fucking
minutes.
40 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
God.
Well,
I'm sorry.
when I worked at the deli, we would get these frozen bricks of imitation crab meat, and then they would put it in what they called a lobster roll, and it would be like $30 fucking. Like, what are you doing? You can't fucking sell this. Is not lobster. It's not even crab.
Well,
Bill Burger, filet of fish is legit the safest thing in that menu. See, I agree. I agree.
What? He's just. You got a guy with Bill Burger, and he's not going to eat meat. He's not eating a burger. Listen, Bill, I'm sorry, but I mean, this is like what an oxymoron. This doesn't even make sense.
This seems like a setup.
Bill
Yeah.
fillet of fish, dude.
That's probably, and you know what the other thing they do?
Safest?
The half
It's all my
slice of American cheese, because a full slice would be too much.
Shut up with your too much shit. I won't get a double, but I'll get 2 separate sandwiches. What do you have? Like your jaw can't open that wide? Is that the problem? what is happening? You're like, no. I need everything one at a
Small
time.
proportions.
Today in history.
Oh, my fucking head hurts.
2019, the last episode of The Big Bang Theory aired. 12 seasons.
I never watched that
I
show.
loved that show.
Oh, it was good. It was
That
a
show
good
was funny.
Yeah, funny show.
Which is interesting because I think I read tonight is the last night of that show.
Correct.
Sheldon.
Young Sheldon.
Yeah,
Yes.
Young Sheldon.
Correct.
I've seen some of that.
I haven't seen.
I never started. Like, I never
The
watched
last
it in
two
the beginning.
seasons aren't great. Everything before that was pretty fun.
It was it. Yeah.
2006, the Apple MacBook was released.
Yep.
Wow.
I thought it was.
I thought it was earlier.
No,
Yeah.
I was say
Wow.
I had the first one I had was called an iBook, I think.
I think you might be right.
That's
It
that was the iPad, right?
No,
No.
iPad's the tablet. The
iBook
first
was, like,
laptop I had,
square. Wasn't
it was
it
called
like
an
a square
iBook, and
off?
it was all white, and it was like right when the touch wheel iPod came out.
Yep.
So I wonder if they're calling that when they switched the name to MacBook, or if that was
Have you seen the new
Yeah.
case for the pods? It has like a little
AirPods?
screen. Yeah. Has a little screen with a pause. It was like, I'm glad I've lived my entire life to see the recycling of the iPod Shuffle, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
hilarious.
Well, dude, you also see talking about that. Do you see that like a bunch of the streaming services are like gonna like team up and like you can buy them like slightly cheaper for like a bundle? Like
Really?
Netflix. And it's like, dog, that's fucking cable.
Yeah.
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 it's
We're
all-
literally fucking back.
We're
Yeah.
just starting over.
Oh yeah, like Hulu and Disney is already
Yeah.
doing it, and now Max is HBO.
Well,
and-
Yeah, dude. It's like
That's the thing, is like all these conglomerates are buying these services now, so they're all under one umbrella.
yeah.
So now it makes sense to pay, $17.99.
So now I'm paying for cable and then 3 other streaming
Right.
cables.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I
would
don't
get.
even pay for cable. I don't even bother.
No, he's got a black box still.
That's crazy.
Imagine that. That was forever ago.
Yeah, it's
People pay-per-view fucking things are coming out. They're
Yeah.
like, we gotta get a hot box.
yep.
Yeah,
Hooking
buy them
it
at the
up.
flea market.
And then you have to
Ton.
watch out for those
Right.
cars that drove around with the fucking detectors, because they would
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a signal it put off
Crazy.
or some shit like that. Yeah.
That shit's wild, dude. Back
Yep.
in the day, like ripping HBO and
The
stuff
80s
like
and
that
90s
was
were a
yeah.
wild time. It's like the fucking West out here.
1986, Top Gun was
Topics
released.
Under the Stairs was
yeah.
released.
Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
Were you even born in 1986?
I was born in 85.
Okay, good.
Whew, just made it.
Yeah, just made it. He was doing a podcast at 1 year old. 1985, after the first year of the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan was named Rookie of the Year. 1975, Muhammad Ali won through a technical knockout in the 11th round against Ron for the heavyweight boxing title. I don't know who Ron was with no last name.
Just
I
Ron.
thought
Some guy
that was
named
fucking
Ron.
random, but
Ron the Boxer, dude.
Yeah, everybody knows Ron the Boxer.
and 1874 recorded the first dam disaster in the U.S. That it killed 139 people in Western Massachusetts.
Oh wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Where?
Mill River Dam.
Ron Lyle.
collapsed.
Ron Lyle.
Would you say Mill River Dam?
Yep. The cheap, poorly made Mill River Dam collapse, which killed 139 people, which wiped out 4 towns in wiped out 4 towns in Western Massachusetts
Damn.
within an hour.
Fuck. I get for hiring non-union beavers.
That's right. Yeah, you can't have non-union people.
Oh my god. That was fucked.
There it is.
There it is.
Mill River Dam. Crazy. Crazy.
Well, I guess they rebuilt it because that one looks newer. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a little newer.
They just sled on that one.
That's like their version of the Alpine
That's
sled.
like,
Yeah, sure.
that's our luge.
It's super short, but it's quick. Yeah, it's fun.
That's it. I'm done.
Want to get into our main topic?
We probably should.
Yeah. So the last time you were here, we talked a ton about playing music and your projects, Euclid and Shape Thrower, and we mentioned that you do some recording, but we never got to dig into it.
Correct. Yep.
So, recording as a whole, how did you get into that side of things?
Honestly, just wanting to do my own demos. I had a friend that would help me essentially record.
Yep.
And I go to his house and he would record me and we would just do demos. It was simply just so I could hear my ideas back to me.
Digital or 4-track or
All digital, all
Yep.
on the computer or
Yep.
in the boxes, it's called.
in the boxes?
In the box, yep.
Okay.
And I kind of realized he straight up was like, dude, my setup is incredibly straightforward. Like, if you just got a computer, you could do this. It's not hard.
Yeah.
So in 2017, I got a computer and a small interface, and I already had like an effects processor called
Yep.
the Axe Effects, which was like at the time was like top of the line.
Yeah.
And I already had that, and that's like a studio staple, or at least back then was for a lot of producers and mixing
Is that what you
engineers.
play your guitar through?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
And that's amplifier, cab sim, and microphone,
Wow.
and every amp you could think of, every cab you could think of, every microphone you could think of.
So when you play live, do you use that too?
You could, but I don't anymore. No.
Okay.
I use a regular old-fashioned amp now.
Okay.
Gone much more streamlined, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, I just started doing it then, and for a while it was simply just to get my ideas out.
Yeah.
But after a while, I kind of like, especially listening to like my favorite bands, I was like, I want my shit to be more enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah.
It's pretty raw and just like super straightforward.
Yep.
So that's kind of when I started like figuring shit out and learning about how to actually make things sound better and more similar to what, the records that I like listening to,
Yeah.
which is very hard, but
Yeah. The production value of a more polished song compared to just a raw demo recording is very different.
very different, very different. I feel like that gets often overlooked, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like production,
Especially in heavier genres,
Yeah.
people, seem like raw's good, but not always necessarily better depending on the type of music.
Yeah, and I also think that like I'm glad you kind of said that because I personally think that word is a cop out a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I think it's
Like raw could just mean not finished.
literally, yeah, straight up, yeah. And
Not
I
done
think-
well.
Yep. And I think there's ways to have a very polished sound while still sounding raw. I think there's a lot of bands. I mean, if you listen to New Knock Loose record is visceral, dude. It sounds like it's breaking my car every time I listen to it. And I mean, that's all. It's a very modern sounding record to my ears, but a lot of people think the guitars sound very dirty and raw. I've seen that word thrown around everywhere for that record.
Yeah.
And it's funny because to me, I'm like, it's the fucking farthest thing from raw.
Yeah.
The fucking farthest
A
thing.
very produced
Yeah,
record.
very,
Very calculated, very
I was gonna
produced.
say,
Yeah.
when people make something,
yeah.
call it bespoke.
Yeah, very bespoke.
Gross. Hate that word so much.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. And then, I don't know. I'd send my demos to people, and that's kind of where it started. Like other people wanting to work with me.
Yeah. And then obviously,
which is the best way because like I'm just like showing people stuff kind of naturally. Like, hey, check this out, and they're like, "Do you record like other people?" And I'm like, "I mean, I could."
sure, fuck it.
Yeah.
So, are you tracking full bands, or are you just doing like demos for them to share amongst themselves, or how involved do you get with that?
Pretty much doing everything. I'm doing everything from, but at least lately I've only been doing like actual projects where I'm giving them a final actual mix.
Nice.
But I pretty much can do anything. But the goal is to give people like actually
a finished product.
A finished product. Yeah. That's definitely it. I have a lot of fun like having, which I hate this word because I don't consider myself this at all, but like producing and like helping bands like polish their songs and stuff like that. Like I have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, like almost taking a song that is quote unquote done on their end, but helping them refine it.
Yeah. Like that's super fun, and it's also fun like seeing them react to like ideas that they just would have never thought of and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, getting a fresh set of eyes on something.
I was gonna
that's
say,
really
like,
fun.
having not heard the song probably 1,000 times like they have.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, right there should have been like here.
Yes,
or so.
yeah.
You just give them a little perspective.
Going back to the first question that you had. Sorry.
No.
Going back to the first question you had. I can record full bands.
Yep.
But nowadays that's like not. If you mean all at once.
Yeah, people just don't do that now, right?
Yeah, no, you don't even have to. You don't have to at all. It's actually hilarious. The level of.
All right, hang on. Break that down. Break down what you just said for an idiot like myself.
So, back in the day,
Yeah.
like fucking Led Zeppelin and the Beatles.
Right. They'd all be in the same studio.
They'd all be in the same room.
Right.
Everything would be mic'd up. They'd have headphones on. Everything
Yeah.
would be kind of like isolated, which even back then, like they had minimal isolation. So like realistically, everything's bleeding into everything else, which is fucking
Yeah, like
insane.
the microphone that's on the guitar cab is
It's
picking
also-
up drums and
Yeah,
picking up the
'cause
singer.
they're on the same
Yeah.
room.
Yep.
And back in the day, there was very minimal control over editing. They didn't really play to metronomes often. And they would literally have to one take shit. They'd have to play the song all the way through 1,000 times.
Right.
Or a couple times.
Until it was the right take.
Until
Yeah,
it-
that I do know. Yeah.
But now, because of just the way software is and everything, I can record everyone separately. I can record.
You don't have to be the same building the same day.
Yep. I have people that I can just mix their stuff. They record at their house. And
Oh,
they
that's
just,
insane.
And they just send me the audio. I plop it into my DAW, and I just can have full control over what they're doing.
Yeah, what was I was reading an article
How do you
about
do that with the timing, right? So like, I
crazy.
feel like people who play in bands, especially bands who play faster, right?
Yep.
If you don't time that right, it just sounds fucking weird.
So that's why
the software you can speed it up, slow it down, right?
Yes,
Really?
But
Yeah.
yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. But the big thing is metronome. That the key to what you just asked is a metronome. If you play to a metronome, 220 beats per minute is 220 beats per minute, no matter where you are in the entire world.
Yep.
So if their song is in 220 beats per minute, and I set my DAW to 220, I drag everything in. It's right on the.
Oh, so the software makes it line
Wow.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It'll lock right to the grid. That it has a grid built in.
Snap to grid.
So
Yep, snap to
basically,
grid, yeah.
so like, let's say the four of us we're in the same band.
Yep.
Someone's recording us. Ryan does his thing.
Yep.
All separate at his house.
Yep.
He does his thing. All of us, and you can fucking just get it together where it all sounds streamlined.
Yep.
That's fucking nuts.
It's really cool.
That's
And-
fucking nuts.
And like the software is so impeccable nowadays that I use real amps. We'll put a microphone in front of a real amp. But
Yeah.
I do so much stuff in the box where I'm just using essentially fake amplifiers. It's all just software in my computer, but you would never know. There's records. I mean, the Knock Loose record probably has a bunch of fake shit on it.
Yep.
And people call it fake because it's like you're not putting a mic in front of a cabinet or you're
But
not.
the person's still playing it.
Yeah, it's still.
yeah, I wouldn't consider that. Yeah, that's not fake to me.
Yeah, I know. But a lot of people consider it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's fascinating. It's crazy how much control you have. I think that's one of the funniest conversations I have with bands is when like I'm like, we could do this, this, or this, and they're like, what should we do? And I'm like, well, none of them are the best. It's literally just like
What do you want?
we have so much control that we could do whatever you want.
Do you think that that's like for like to have all this technology? You, I think, started playing, in a time where you saw
There's no
this
technology.
you saw the technology. Maybe it existed, but it became accessible in the amount of time that you've been playing.
Yeah, man.
Like-
like a massive change in
Yeah.
accessibility
So,
for sure.
do you think it's like good or like it goes back to like learning to play guitar? It's like, oh, you should learn on an acoustic because it's just bare bones, and that's.
Yep.
But is it? Do you think it's like that with this software and stuff too? Like having all these tools at your disposal. Do you think it makes people learn differently? Do you think it makes people play differently because they're playing to the tool?
Yeah,
Not badly, but like that's just the way they were brought up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like they.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I don't want to sound like a fucking old asshole, but like
Absolutely, sound like an old asshole. We're all the old
I would
assholes.
like to hear you sound like that.
kind of like honestly, you brought up the acoustic thing. It's honestly funny you said that because I wish that I started on an acoustic.
Same.
Because technically they're significantly harder to play. There's
Yep.
a lot more string tension. The strings aren't nearly as close to the fretboard.
I have
Electric
such a
guitar,
harder time playing acoustic.
It's like it's a very different. It has to be by design. It won't make as much sound if it's not set up a certain way.
Yeah.
And as much as like, I think there's a lot of kids who are, we often refer to them as bedroom producers. Who
Okay.
are just like ripping presets and like calling it like a final mix. So it's like, I'm using X guy's shit. It's the same. It's like, no, man.
Yeah.
He's has a $10,000 console in his studio that he's recording through.
Yeah.
Like just because you use his preset doesn't mean that that's what that is.
Yeah, and
I
it's
feel
like,
like- I
it's
feel
like the
like
same thing
that's-
with graphic designers. There's all these like Lightroom presets for photo editing
Yeah,
now. It's
yeah.
like you just plumb your photo in and click a preset, and it doesn't necessarily make the composition good.
Yeah, and you also don't learn anything.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing is even for me, I learned a huge part of this from my partner that I work with at the studio is I did a lot of safe things when I first started recording. I did what I knew I could kind of get out, and I never really tried stuff.
Yeah, you knew what you could get away with, and you knew it would work. It wasn't you weren't
Yeah.
gonna waste a take on an experiment.
Yeah, and now I'm the exact opposite. Now I know how to use so many of these tools that I try really hard to carve out like my own shit now. Where
Yeah.
it's like it's almost the exact opposite of like 2 years ago.
It creates your own sound.
Yeah, yep. Just mixing different software, whatever it may be. You know,
Do you think it's dangerous for people to have the access to this stuff as far as you hear the term overproducing? What are your thoughts on that? Like too many effects or just like dumping effects to use them?
I don't think that exists. I think that is a huge cop out. I think that whole overproducing thing is bullshit. Going back to like the raw, it's very, it's like, oh, I don't want it to sound overproduced. And it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What is that? Because like obviously people.
Are they saying like? Do they say like?
Do you think they have a legitimate concern that overproduced is just the word they use?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like I think a big thing too when it comes to recording is a lot of people don't know how to classify what they're hearing. Like someone will hear something and they'll call it overproduced. I'm like, well, that's a very regular amp with a very regular microphone.
Yeah.
So are they
What
looking?
about that is it's like
Are
Yeah.
they looking for it to sound exactly how it sounds live?
sometimes, which is
Like,
interesting.
is that what they
because
mean by overproduced? Meaning, like, oh, this is not what they're going to hear when they come see us. So,
I think that's a big thing of it, which is that's probably the only thing that I wouldn't argue against. So like,
yeah,
That's a legitimate thought.
But the other thing about that is that a lot of people don't realize that how a band sound live is really not that enjoyable to listen to recorded.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the room in front of a band, like it's very like
fucking jet.
it's so funny. Fuck. Oh, that's so good.
Jet Daily
Yeah.
Mark is a Special Olympic hobby horse medalist. Only a bronze, though.
I think to go back to what you said, honestly, like a perfect example of both of these questions
Yeah.
is that a lot of people don't realize, like in like the Hate 5-6 videos or like a lot of like the higher quality live videos.
He has somebody mixing and mastering that audio.
bro.
It's not exactly how.
It is not
That's not what it
raw.
sounded like through his video camera, standing on the fucking side of the
Oh,
stage,
right.
Yeah.
where you would literally only hear a cymbal crashing,
But
basically.
I think a lot of people like don't know that. They
Yeah.
think that even like the raw records to them, it's like, dude, a fucking guy put in hours and hours EQing, compressing, doing all this shit just because, I don't know, it sounds like clear and punchy. It's like, oh, it's overproduced. It's like, that's not what it sounds like live or like what it sounds like in the room. And it's like, but that's not, do you want to listen to what it sounds like in the room?
This is what I was just going to say. I don't think anyone wants to hear on their radio what it sounds like live
Yeah.
or whatever listening device they're using.
Yeah. Agreed. Fully agree.
Yeah, that's. I only.
Full disclosure, I only tuned in now and I'm leaving so I can listen on my Monday commute. Okay, thanks, bye. All right, later, Jet.
Budget. What were you going to say?
So yeah, so I don't think like people want like you know like I went to like let's just I'm gonna use the show I went to as an example.
Yep.
Like how it sounded live. I assume after being recorded and it you know I'm listening to it on my phone or whatever. It's not Spotify. Just say Spotify.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not gonna obviously it's gonna sound cleaner.
Yeah.
It's not gonna sound the same.
No.
I don't think
And it
peop-
shouldn't.
Are people
It
looking
shouldn't.
for that? Like they're looking for the balance?
See, that's what I don't understand too, because like I don't really think.
I never got any enjoyment out of listening to live records when bands came out with
Yeah,
live
that's what I
records
mean.
either. I never liked that
I
shit.
just feel like that's one of the
Like-
draws of
I think the other big thing too, like this is something I'm so hyped to say this right now. Big, huge bands that a lot of people like how they sound live or whatever, they're literally bringing full blown fucking studios to these venues now.
right. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're-
It
dude,
is.
the Knock Loose's front of house rig looks like a studio rig. It looks like it's fucking crazy.
So, like
he's rocking distressors. Like distressors is just like it's a rack mounted unit that's very expensive, but it's like it is the go to for snare, fucking a bunch of shit. And Homeboy is rocking fucking 4 of them. Like this
for
is
the drums.
No, this is for live.
Oh,
This is-
okay.
That's what his. It's a full
Yeah,
blown.
I mean,
it's a
it's
full blown.
ridiculous.
It's a full blown console.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
so this is kind of
and they bring that. They bring
a
that in
little
a
bit
rack.
off topic
they-
here. I saw John Mulaney live.
Yep.
And I was like 4 rows from like the soundboard, and I'm like that's
What do you need a
like,
soundboard for? He's a
That's
comedian.
what that's exactly what I said. I said they're probably not.
I mean, yeah,
using
you
that.
need to turn it up on the mics,
I
but like,
assumed like there was 2 fucking people sitting there,
Yeah,
working
dude.
that board, and
Yeah,
I'm like, he's
working. Like they're
he's a
doing
fucking
shit
comedian.
all night, dude.
He's not singing,
Yep.
and it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just for a comedy show.
Yep.
So when even I think there was a sound guy, definitely was a sound guy at what the fuck did we see? You took me to that band, his band. Where was that?
Oh,
Oh, in Plymouth.
Yeah.
At,
Yeah.
New
yeah,
York
I think
Tower.
there was a
New York Tower.
guy's above
Oh, yeah.
where I was standing.
Fully, yeah. There's
Yeah,
sound guy. There,
and
it
it's
has
like
to be.
it's insane. It's
And that guy's EQing. That guy, depending on the board he's having,
Yeah.
he's putting in plugins and compressors.
crazy.
But shit that I do in my studio at my house.
Yeah.
So, like
Yeah.
that's when people like say like, "Oh, I want the ROM." Like, I straight up ask like, "What does that mean to you?"
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, they're
you
just
want the
saying
raw?
a word.
Have
It
you ever
doesn't
heard
mean-
an electric guitar played raw? It's like
So do you have?
it doesn't
yeah.
do anything.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
have
like-
people like play a set and then you give them like 3 different options or
Yeah.
4 or saying, hey, is this raw? What's raw to you? Here's 4 sound clips.
Yeah, or a big thing, honestly, is like I'll get references, get what they want. Like, if
show me a record that you really like the sound of.
Yeah, and you know, I'll try to get as close to that. Or obviously, we do test mixes, so I'll send them. They'll be like, "Well, can you make this sound like this?" Or like,
and usually it's like one thing that they're
Yeah.
focused on, right?
Yeah.
It's like they want the snare to sound a certain way, they want the guitar to have a certain tone.
Yep. And especially after like learning so much from my partner, like the things that like I used to like ask for and complain about, I'm like, fuck, bro. It's like it is so fucking
Like, shit, I was a douche.
yeah, straight up, dude.
Like,
It's
I
crazy.
hated me.
Yeah, genuinely, it's like wild. Like I've learned a lot over the years about.
Just go back to all those guys. Like, hey man, I'm sorry. I
for
just
real.
realized what I was doing.
It's crazy. It really is.
Do you have people approach you that really have like they obviously want to record something, but they really don't know what direction they want to go?
Not so far.
As far as sound goes, I guess.
Not really. A lot of the people I work with are
pretty locked down.
Yeah, they're pretty locked down with.
They know what they want.
Yeah, which is honestly incredibly helpful. But at the same time, like I said earlier, I would enjoy helping a band kind of carve that out because it would be fun. That's like the part where you get to be creative and you get to fuck around with shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you had an interesting time with like heavier bands with singers that have never recorded before? Have you recorded with any?
Yes, a little bit.
Because like so many like singers in like metal and hardcore bands, the way they hold the microphone affects how their voice sounds.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too, like, small step back.
Yeah.
Huge thing for me, recording showed me my weaknesses. Like under the Hubble telescope of fucking it is like, you know what I mean? It is you can see your mistakes so clearly. You can see where your faults are. And a lot of people, I would say anyone that's a musician, a serious musician, should record themselves at home solely for that alone. Getting better at playing to a metronome and hearing your mistakes and being able to physically see the waveform and understand your mistakes.
Like, wow, I'm so off time and I can now see it on a chart.
Yeah, literally. And like that was huge for me. And I feel like a lot of people have just either never been in a studio space or they've never had like any sort of real feedback from being in a studio space. Because a lot of people that do this for a job sometimes are just kind of, just fucking sending it in. Just like, yeah, good take. Like whatever. Or like if it wasn't a good take, they'll just say like, do it again. But for me, I'm like, here's what you did. Yeah. And here's what you should do to make this part better. Or like, hey, you are having a hard time with this part because of this, I think. So let's try this.
Yeah, try doing it a little different. And that will work better.
Holy shit. Like a perfect example is this band I recorded, Tar. One of the bass parts in the song.
They're from Rhode Island, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I fucking love that band. And we're finishing up right now 3 songs for them, and they're fucking sounding great, dude. And there's a bass part where like he was playing like the open low string for a section, and it just kind of sounded like muddy, but the note wasn't out of key. So I just said, play it on the 12th fret. It's the exact same note, but it's
not going to be muddy.
It's good. It's like a higher register. You have a little bit more of like the pluck in there.
Yeah.
And we played it, and the whole band was like, "Holy shit, that like completely changes that whole part." And I'm like, technically, I didn't change a fucking thing.
It's the same note.
It is the same note. It's just played higher up the fretboard.
Yeah.
And like small things like that. It's just like when you don't have the ability to record and you're in your practice space writing songs. I did it for years. I did it until 2017. I never ever. I would go to studios with full songs and hearing them for technically the first time. Like even if I took like a phone recording, it's not remotely close to what it will actually end up sounding like.
No.
So that's a huge thing. And I feel like if a lot more people just recorded themselves solely for that, they would understand like just small things that like.
Maybe they don't realize how easy it is now.
Yeah. I try to get a lot of people to understand that because like, it is hard, obviously, getting better at recording, but getting a basic recording out is cheat code nowadays. It is super easy. It's cheap. Yeah. It's not even expensive.
You just need like a decent microphone and a computer, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing guitar or bass,
you don't even need a microphone.
Don't even fucking need a mic, bro.
Yeah, just plug right into the computer.
Yep, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
It's sick. It is
wild.
You know what I mean? It's really cool.
I was reading an article recently about I really fucking like the one of my favorite records. I don't know. I guess it was probably like fucking 2 years ago now. The Fleshwater record.
Yes.
One of my favorite records in a long time. And
I want to see who did that. I think it was Will Putney.
I'm not sure.
Could be wrong.
But they tracked all the vocals at their apartment. Like the band went to the studio together, and it has 2 vocalists, the guitarist and then a female singer, and they tracked all the vocals just at their apartment, and emailed them to the studio and they just like made the magic happen. It's fucking crazy.
Yep. Yeah, it's fucking really fucking cool because that you have just insane. I mean, I do all of my recording in my house in my basement. And if I showed you guys something, you would be like, so you did this in silence? I did it with headphones on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would never know. I got amps cranking in the mix.
Yeah.
Absolutely just dialed. And it's like not.
And it's like you're just playing a guitar not plugged in.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy.
It's insane. I'm trying to find I want to know who did it.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's a great record.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to it, definitely check it out.
Yep. I love that band. They're really cool. I wonder why. Let's see. Oh, Kurt Ballou.
Yes.
That makes sense,
Yeah,
dude.
Guitars to Converge.
Yep, legendary fucking producer, man.
Yep. Who the hell else did he record recently?
He records fucking
He
everybody.
records a lot of bands.
A lot of fucking bands. He does that cool thing where it's like a song in a day.
Yeah.
You come in, record for 8 hours, and he bounces it, and you leave with whatever.
Like a finished song.
Yeah.
What you got? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like sick. It's like, I mean, he's fucking incredible. So I personally, be honest, I don't like his stuff, but I know he's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respect what he does. I just don't like his style.
Yeah, the style of stuff he's doing. Yep.
He has his own thing. You know what I mean? But everybody loves Kurt Ballou.
Yep.
I love Converge. I just don't like his mixes.
Yeah, the hardest time I have with Converge now is that with one guitarist,
I know it's different.
they cannot play some of my favorite songs, and you don't see them play like you're not seeing them play like Petitioning the Empty Sky and stuff like that.
And it sucks too because they're a band that would never have a dummy guitar on the other side or anything like that.
Which
is fine.
You couldn't almost. It's like
I know. Well, they don't play to a click or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's why, I'm like diehard metronome guy.
Yeah.
Super
It's a very different sound.
Yeah. I play live to a metronome. Both bands do.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, everything's dialed. Yeah, because we use backing tracks and
Oh,
we
yep.
have auxiliary. Because a lot of times when I'm writing, I'll write 3, 4, 5 guitar parts. And
You have a lot of layered stuff.
there's only 2 guitar players in either of my bands, but I'll pick and choose what is backtrack. I'm obviously not going to fucking backtrack a solo or something like that.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a
Just a rhythm part or something.
Yeah, not even. No. So that's what I would play. It's more like we'll put kind of synthy pad stuff over some songs where it's almost just like a single tone or something like that where it kind of just keeps the part in key.
Yep. And now are you controlling that with the pedal board or something or?
All computer.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. Come right out of my DAW, my DAW. And then I have click track going on my drummer, so he's playing along to a click.
Okay.
And we just all follow into him. But everything's triggered in my computer.
Yeah.
So any time we have bass drops or reverse snares or snare bombs, the audio is all there. So I know that, if he's on, all the tracks are going to be on. And it's fascinating because I fucking love this because Knock Loose,
yeah.
I just watched a podcast with Brian and the drummer of Straight From the Path, the Downbeat podcast. And he was talking about, he's like, we're so big now that we have to kind of have all this production stuff. He's like, and I have a hard time. He's like, it's sick. And what made them do it was they all went and saw Meshuggah.
Yeah.
And Meshuggah obviously very much so plays to a click because they got their light rig dialed into the click and everything. Their lights match the fucking guitars
perfectly.
Perfectly. And what he said was, he's like, they don't count in a single fucking song. And that was the hardest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow.
They don't. They play to a click. So in their ears, they have the click and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the song starts. But normally, a band that doesn't play click is drummers hitting sticks.
Yeah.
And that's what did it for them. They were like, that is the hardest, most badass fucking thing. Because it'll be just pitch fucking black and then just smack the song.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just a level of showmanship that really changes shit.
Yep. And that's something that I would have never thought of.
Yeah. And a lot.
How much that changes everything.
It changes everything. And that's what even Brian said. He's like, as much as I try to keep us a DIY hardcore vibe, he's like, we're a fucking massive band now. And there's just shit that we have to do to stay super consistent. That allows you just every show you play is identical. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like I saw them in Indy and fucking they sucked. They played all the songs too fast.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And you see that shit with bands all the time.
Absolutely. And the other thing, once again, going back to the fucking metronome and tracks, is now you can get even closer to the album live.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, the albums are recorded to clicks. Everything's on the grid.
Yep.
So it's like, if you can even have more control, bring that to the stage, why would you?
Why not? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so many people talk shit about that. And
To refine your sound.
I'm like, I don't know how you could be upset about being ultra tight every show all the time.
Yeah.
We sound the same every show. Both of my bands never sound different.
Yeah.
I don't know why that would. I don't know how you could ever justify that as a bad thing.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
It's crazy.
I agree. Obviously, like the energy in a room will be different,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean that the sound necessarily should be different.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I fucking really like that other band that they're all in, X Weapon X.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, it's so good.
They did that the split with World of Pleasure, dude.
Yes.
That shit's lit.
I love that whole record.
World of Pleasure is fucking tight, dude.
Yep, I was so pumped on that because I love Mortality Rate, and it seems like that's kind of I don't know if it's fizzled out or they're just not doing it right now, but yeah, World of Pleasure is great. The other band I just listened to because I saw they played that show at the brewery in Connecticut that was last weekend, Beer Axe or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It was like a showcase with a ton of bands.
A ton of bands. It was like 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, 2 or
right?
3 days, something like
Yeah.
that. But that band Contention from Florida,
Yo.
dude,
Yep.
that fucking record.
pretty good.
It reminded me of Opposite of December. That song with the Broken Vow singer, I guess.
Yeah.
Ousted from Eden, I want to say is the name of it. It's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm listening to Opposite of December for the first time. Like the whole vibe of the record, it's like, wow, this is like fucking early 2000s, like perfectly refined metalcore. It's awesome.
Crazy how that's like a massive resurgence right now. Like,
Yep.
Insane.
I love it.
Me too.
Yeah, love it. It's like the perfect in between, I feel like, because like it has the energy of like a raw hardcore band, but it's polished enough.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Sorry, I just completely got sidetracked because I just got so pumped about X-Files.
I also did. I went from recording to live sound like real quick. So
Yeah.
that happens too.
But it's all kind of goes hand in hand.
It's all relevant,
absolutely, yeah.
really.
Yeah,
you know?
especially with I have no idea about this like new technology and the computer processing for fucking live.
Well, I
or
had no
recording.
idea about old technology, so, we all know I have no fucking clue about the new shit.
Yeah, and it's like we're talking about playing
should've-
to a click or a metronome. Like when I play guitar, a metronome is like physically on my desk with like a little needle clicking back and forth.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, everything's changed, man. Even just like they just updated a couple of the amp simulators that I use.
Yep.
And the updates, the plugins only came out, I should say, within the past 4 years, 3
Yeah.
years. And even in that time, like the updates are just like next fucking level, dude.
So do you have to buy these plugins or do they come as like sets or what? Yeah.
No, you can. Well, some of them do.
Yeah.
But most of the amp sims that I use are singular amp sims.
Yep.
But it's cool because they're some of them are referred to as like suites, where it's like a couple different amps, couple different cabs.
Yep. Or it'd be like all the same brand but different heads
yep.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And now how are they making those? Is somebody mixing or like is somebody like basically saving like a preset?
No,
Or
it's way more than that. Honestly, it's fucking cool. So there's some companies that will straight up license their amplifiers to be used, like their likeness and name and all that stuff. And the Neural DSP is like one that I mostly use.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they have full ability to kind of fully replicate these amplifiers.
Man,
and what
that's
they
crazy.
do,
so you can get the sound of like a tube amplifier.
yeah, dude, it's
That's cool.
next level. And the big thing that like a lot of people complain about is feel. And what I mean by that is like physically when you're playing, like there's something about, or at least back in the day too, there's just something about like the digital amps that like they never like reacted to the pick and like you physically hitting the strings.
Yeah.
And that
Even a solid state amp versus a tube amp, there's a big difference there.
Exactly.
Delay?
No, not a delay.
Is it
It's
a latency, would you say?
I would say dynamics. Dynamics. Like the big thing is like being able to pick soft and it sounds soft.
Yeah.
Being able to really dig in with the pick and it sounds like you're digging in with the pick, or like
Yeah, when you're
like,
fucking punching your pickups, basically.
Yeah, like honestly, a perfect example of this is like Tom Morello. He has a suite with Neural DSP now. It's
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
badass.
Tom Morello, guitarist from Rage Against the Machine.
And
he I mean, you know Rage Against the Machine, but he does this crazy fucking, he does things with guitar that like guitars don't do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's a super minimalist, which is really fascinating. He uses like really no pedals, kind of direct into amp kind of thing. But one of his big things,
just a master of his craft.
yeah, and one of the big things he does is he turns down his volume on his guitar, which if you do that, depending on the amplifier, you can go from like a dirty, like distorted sound to almost like a clean.
Yeah.
Because the volume on a guitar isn't a volume. It's actually like kind of like an output knob. The way I describe it is if you had like a circle and you like close the circle or open the circle, like that's kind of what the volume knob on a guitar does. It's not technically like
it's not physically turning volume down.
Yeah, it's not decibel. It's like output energy essentially.
Yeah. Output percentage or something.
Yeah. And he often is like the type of person to like turn his volume down and kind of get more of like a clean guitar sound. And getting that, like he uses a fucking JCM, a Marshall. He uses like quintessential rock amp of the past 60 years. And his plug-in, you can fucking do that. It's super dynamic. And that's the kind of stuff that's super hard because you're turning down your volume on your guitar. You're not controlling anything in the plug-in. So it has to be able to react to its input signal a certain way. And something like that is like absolutely insane. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I heard Paul McGraw does deep knee bends in ripped cucumber patches. Can anyone confirm?
I got nothing on that one.
Yeah,
What is
Paul. If
happening
Paul,
right
you
now?
still,
I mean-
if Paul, you're still here, you're gonna have to answer to that. That's from Revival
Yeah.
Motoring.
But yeah, no, the software is it's fucking next level shit, man. I like almost brought my computer just to like show you guys, but then I was like, no, because then we won't do fucking anything.
Yeah, we'll just be tinkering with stuff the whole
literally,
time.
Yeah, straight up.
John's be like, "Where's my guitar?"
But it's pretty fun, man. And that's like another reason why I think a lot of people should try to record themselves just for the basics, because you can get pretty fucking intense sounding shit with the bare minimum nowadays.
Besides the ability to record yourself, it also during the sad time gave people an opportunity to collaborate without ever leaving their houses in a way that you never could before.
Yep.
Do you think people like really pushed the limits with that and like figured that out more, and maybe they would have been more like, all right, we got to go to the studio? It's like, no, you don't. Like, just fucking do it at your house.
I think 2 points I'll make about that is that it blew up to the point where there are bands of people that don't
Have like never even been together.
never even met in real life.
Yeah.
Full blown. One of my friends' bands, they're on a massive fucking tour now, Chaos and Carnage.
Yep.
They're called Face Yourself, and they're singers from France.
Wow.
And it was just straight up someone that the drummer was just like, he kind of was suggested, but he found one of her videos, and he was like, hey, do you want to work with us? And they, it's kind of a logistical nightmare for them, but they made it work. But it's one of those things where she was just recording in France and sending the files to him, and he would stick it in his DAW, and it's as if she was in the room recording with them. You know what I mean?
That's fucking
Fucking
nuts.
insane, right?
It's insane. What was the question? I had 2 points. I forget the second one.
Oh yeah, like during COVID, as far as do you think it pushed people to learn how to do this stuff
the
more?
The big studio thing is what I was going to say was,
Yeah.
I don't think there will ever be a need for a big studio ever again.
No shit.
And
That's what my next question was how is this going to change the whole dynamic and industry?
I was going to say, the thing that sucks is the word need is the key there.
Yeah.
They still are incredibly useful and will absolutely elevate anything you're doing. Big studios have, properly treated rooms. They have most of the time a significantly wider array of gear to use, better microphones, better preamps. They have, the room is tuned, the speakers are tuned to the room. Like, there's a lot of things about pro studios that like you will never be able to achieve in your house without spending thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yep. So some things won't change.
Some things won't change, but the big part that absolutely has killed them and will continue to kill them is the fact that like they're not needed anymore. They're not needed. You don't have to go to a big studio to get a big studio sound anymore. You just don't. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I would love to go to a big studio and just, I think the atmosphere for me is more, would just bring out like a lot of inspiration, just because like there's a lot of fucking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful studios, especially in England and stuff like that. There's like just gorgeous rooms where you have your, access to everything you could possibly dream of in one place.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of stuff that, especially for drums, like having got a good drum room is huge for just a good drum sound. You could have the best kit in the universe, the best microphones, but if your drum room sounds like shit, it sounds like shit.
So you have the
So you
acoustics in the
literally,
space.
you know, you have a big fancy studio and what you're doing at home, same sound.
Yep.
No,
A lot of the times, like a lot of the big studios are using what I'm using.
Yeah.
yeah,
Same
using
software and everything.
Rick
Yeah,
V.
I mean,
Dub,
the big-
using a studio in the future is just a status symbol.
Wire Orange amps so good because they're fucking tube amps made in England, baby. That's why.
The English. That's why.
Them and Marshall, both English made. They're classics. Can't beat them.
Yep.
Can't fucking beat them.
I'm a Mesa guy.
Me too.
I like Mesa.
Yep, that's what I
Played
rock.
a lot.
That's mostly what I've been using live is my dual rectifier.
Yep. Such a cool fucking amp.
Yep. Those are crazy dynamic amps too, man. For a high gain amp, that clean channel on that thing is fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's like impressive. Like a lot of people probably would be like, clean amp on or clean channel on a fucking dual rectifier. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, man.
It's good though. For what,
It's
yeah.
really good. They're essentially, they're Fender's competition back in the day. So they were trying to make the best clean amps money could buy, like Fender was.
Yeah. It's funny they became known for the other way.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah, and they have a lot of I would say about 90% of their catalog is non-metal geared shit, which is like a lot of people I feel like don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. The stuff that people know is dual rectifier.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, dual and triple, baby.
Yep. Yep. So as far as the studio experience too, I think the other thing is like there's the studios where like you go like live in an apartment above it or
Yeah,
something. Is it Kurt's studio that's like that or?
I'm not sure. I know.
Yeah, I know there's one that a lot of bands record at that you always hear them talk about. Like, oh yeah, we lived in the apartment at the studio or whatever. It's like you stay there
I would
for a
assume
week or whatever.
Kurt's pretty fucking busy with that shit, so I would assume so.
Yeah.
I know that like my friend's band Great American Ghost, when they record with Will Putney, they stay at his house every time. That's down in New Jersey, and I was lucky enough to go there when I hung out with them last time, and it's gorgeous. It's crazy. It's a crazy ass spot. And once again, it's a place where it's like very inspirational, like just the way.
Yeah, being in the space
Yeah.
brings something else out.
Yeah. I think that's going back to, I think things like that about studios that will just never.
That magic is there.
The magic is absolutely there.
And
like,
no matter how much equipment you add to your practice space or your house, you don't have the in-studio magic.
Yeah, facts. Agreed. That's honestly one of the reasons why I would love to go back to a big studio and do a whole record, or even I would love to do like a retreat style recording situation, like go up to like a sick cabin in the woods and set up a room and just get it fucking dialed in there and just write in like a cabin or something like that. Like I think that would be really fucking cool.
That's like the Wear Your Wounds project.
Isn't that what they used to do like those 70s rock
Truro.
bands, like the Allman Brothers and fucking Leonard Skinner? They sent us to a cabin in Alabama for like 3 weeks.
Or like Marilyn Manson
figure it
and
out.
like the Manson murderer's house. Or no, that was 9 Inch Nails. That's what it was.
9 Inch Nails,
Yeah, 9 Inch Nails.
I find writing very interesting. I'm not a writer by any means, but to get the ideas, to put it into a story of some sort,
It's crazy.
it's fucking insane to me. It's amazing. It's the same with writers for TV shows.
Yeah.
Week in, week out, week in, week out. Like it's amazing. It's amazing. People have
That creativity level.
yeah, to create all this material. And the same with music. It's the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not coming out every week, but it's it's almost more difficult because you don't have a storyline to play off of.
Right.
Yep.
You know, when they're writing
you
shows.
And
You have a television show. You got
I
like
guess you
7 or 8
could.
writers, so now you're trying to play off of everyone.
That's it, right? So I think writing a show is probably easier than writing a fucking song.
Yeah. And you kind of only get like the song is like it can only happen
And I don't know,
once.
I'm overly amped up about
You can't like
about this.
there's
for
no
some
like
reason.
song version 2. You
Yeah.
can't like put up the same song and be like, well, we just changed the chorus in this one.
No,
Cool.
it's like it's its own thing, and,
Yeah,
and
you're
that's
gonna
it.
be like, you're like, wait a second, but the rest of the songs are fucking same as the last. Like it's just not the same.
And then sometimes like a great part will die with a song that the song doesn't come to completion.
Yeah, dude.
But it's hard to drag a part out of it for another song.
See, that's one of the best parts about recording because
Then you
can move shit around. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
we do that all the time. Honestly, like that's one of my favorite things to do is that like
Yank
I'll
a part out of a partial song and use it in something else.
that or like just straight up like I'll send a song to my band and they'll be like, you know what, you should stick this riff at the beginning and put this riff at the end.
And then it's
like-
like, oh, okay. Whoop.
Yep.
All right. Wow, that does sound way
Highlight it all,
better.
drag it right over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick, dude.
So what software do you use?
So back in the
primarily?
day, you would
Yeah.
have to just do that all over again.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally all over again. How
Yep.
you just suggested. Wow.
Yep.
Man.
I use
Sorry,
Reaper.
John.
I use Reaper as my DAW.
Yeah.
Which I'm finally glad that it's getting a little more love because for a long time it was considered like the poor man's DAW.
Okay.
And solely because it's free.
Yep.
But it's free not because of the quality of it. It's a very nice company that when you open the plugin, it straight up says, like, we don't think that we should withhold this software from you.
Yeah.
You can buy it. It will help us. It'll help us update, like, all that stuff, but you can evaluate it forever.
Yeah.
And
So you can use to its fullest.
to its fullest
Wow.
forever, which is, like, really fucking cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, I use
That's-
Reaper.
That's just showing you the manufacturer that the owners
They
care
just-
about
there's,
what they do and what
Yep.
they can help people out with. That's fantastic.
Yep, and they put out updates all the
Yeah.
time too. It's not
Yeah.
like some half-assed kind of software.
Yeah.
They put out updates all the fucking time, and they're always fixing stuff. They're always changing.
that's
stuff.
great.
Yeah. And then I use mostly Neural DSP in the box, but then I use a bunch of other shit. But yeah, the recording software I use is called Reaper.
Yep.
That's my shit.
And then do you have a dedicated machine just for recording?
I just use my PC.
Yeah.
Just my PC at home. Yeah. It's a fucking workhorse. I lucked out, dude. I got it stupid cheap. My partner was like, we need to get you a PC, like a better fucking computer.
Yeah.
And this guy had like 2 or 3 gaming computers,
Ah.
and he was selling it stupid cheap because it has it had like a shitty graphics card in it. But I do not play video games in the
Yeah.
slightest.
Exactly.
So
Who cares?
my partner was like, super late tonight. Sorry. Oh, I thought he was saying us.
He could be.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm gonna offer this guy $300, and if he takes it, I'm gonna go get it. And it's everything else in the computer is top of the line, but because he expected to sell it to a gamer,
Yeah.
it's like this super not even really that outdated, but outdated in the gamer world.
Yeah.
Graphics card. Sold it to me for $300, and it is an absolute machine, dude.
Damn.
I used to have to record with a little bit of latency.
Yeah.
Not enough. It would be negligible. It was there, 128 milliseconds, which sounds like you're like, oh my God, that's fucking nothing. But it is. When you're playing, you can tell.
Yeah.
I can record it. I also used to have to track in a different session that had no plugins in it, so I didn't have to like.
And then you have to add the plugins later.
Or no, I would just drag the audio into my mixing session
Oh, okay.
where all my plugins and everything was kind of set up.
Yeah.
And now with my new computer, I can just fucking track right in my mixing session, and
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
instantaneous. Everything sounds sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. It's fucking dope.
So are you recording a lot more bands now besides your own projects?
Oh yeah. Yep.
You have a lot of stuff lined up?
Not too much lined up. A couple things here and there.
Yep.
It does suck because I'm still working a fucking full-time job and I'm in 2 bands.
Yeah, so trying to find time.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I'm like, I'm trying to make more time for it. With my new job that I was telling you about, I'll have significantly more free time,
Oh, that's great.
which is fucking sick. And it's hilarious. I'm still gonna be working 40 hours a week, but
Just the travel time.
that and my old job, I could be home anywhere from like 2 in the afternoon until like 8 at night.
Yeah, it's like you just got to finish.
Yeah, so it's like this job, I will be out at 6 every day, and
Yeah.
I don't have to be at work until 10 the next day. It's like I could go to
Oh, that's awesome.
I could
Yeah,
go to
that's
bed at
pretty
1 a.m. working all night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could record a band after work.
Yeah.
I can't do that right now. You know what I mean?
Yep. And bands are oftentimes on later schedules, so
Yeah,
that
exactly.
makes a lot more sense with everything you do outside of work.
Yep, it's fucking sick. So,
That's great.
Yeah, hit me up. Let's record some shit, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. Everything's going really good, and I have my partner Julian. He's pretty much my mentor for this, and he's been super helpful.
Is Julian in one of your bands as well?
Nope,
No?
he's in
Okay.
Riverbed. He's a bass player at Riverbed.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And he has been recording for like, honestly, probably like 15 years at this point, maybe. Even
Oh, wow.
more. Probably even, well, heck, definitely longer. Because he was in that band. Do you remember the band Aminals?
Yeah.
He was a bass player of that band too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So he's been around. He's recorded some pretty big releases back in the day and stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
having him on my team is cool. He really helps me. I do I shouldn't even say most of the work. He really does a ton of shit for me.
Yeah.
He does a ton of shit for me. I'm
And-
very lucky to have someone like him, for sure.
As far as you hear people talking about mastering,
Yes.
what can you explain to us what the difference between mixing and mastering is to a complete idiot?
Loudness,
Mastering is loudness.
pretty much.
So why does a separate person have to make it louder?
I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't know. A lot of
Okay.
people do it themselves.
Is that something that was more prevalent 20 years ago than it is now because you were able
No.
to do things? No.
People
Same
still
thing.
send shit to be mastered, right?
There are straight up people who only master.
Yeah.
So
There's
my
a lot of
impression of
people.
master was always like you mix and it's like mix and master. Mix is what you're doing. You're like fucking with all the levels.
Yep.
And master is the actual physical copy that they record
Like
the
the
albums
clean
off
product.
Of, that they multiply
the
the
day,
albums.
yeah.
See, I
off
always
of.
thought
Yeah.
it was the finished clean product.
Yeah, basically
Right?
it's the
That's-
final
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
That's
But it's on
jargon
The
for
final
that.
draft.
It's on
Yeah.
a medium where you can take that medium and copy it a million
Oh
times.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it won't
yeah.
lose
That
sound
was
quality.
called the master,
The master,
like the
yeah.
physical master.
Yeah,
But mastering,
Mastering is just essentially loudness.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
really all it is. You know, a good master, that's a good mastering engineer. That's really all he's doing.
yeah.
You know, if they're getting,
I guess if they're getting a complete rubbish to start with, their work might be more involved.
100%.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm being honest, if that's the case, like they really can't do much.
Yeah.
Giving a mastering engineer the best mix, and he can kind of be like, all right, I have the ability to kind of add a little bit more low end without it getting mushy, or like I want to make the high end sparkle a little bit more.
Yeah.
They have the ability to kind of like, you know, have control over the whole song instead of like individual parts, where like that's where all like the small, absolutely minuscule changes make for like the full final mix.
Yeah.
But mastering is just the kind of the end result.
So do you work with like do you do separate mastering stuff or
No, not really.
yeah, you don't really find the need to with what you're doing.
I don't.
What do you
I-
mean separate?
Does he, like I'm saying, do you send your files to a different mastering
Oh,
engineer?
oh,
when
I
it's
see.
done?
We could.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't necessarily need to, and like the bands I work with, it's like not necessarily something that they require. A lot
Yeah.
of the times, the loudness thing also has to do with like streaming, like getting songs optimized for streaming services, just because they have like very, very specific guidelines for just like how things sound when they upload.
Yep.
And each fucking God, it's so bad. Each streaming service has like their own kind of compression rate and like
That was one of my questions. So if you take your same recording and you upload it to Bandcamp and then to Spotify and then
could sound
to
different. Not
an
completely different,
Instagram
but
reel,
it could sound different. The Instagram is one of the worst. Like they just absolutely demolish audio.
so do you like
Demolish
upload like when people like type in a band and it comes up for like their stories or a reel or something,
Mm-hmm.
do you upload that stuff to Instagram separately or is that through another service?
So both of my bands use something called DistroKid.
Yep.
It's essentially a distribution service,
Okay.
and they do every single streaming service you could possibly think of. They do things I've never even fucking heard of.
Yeah. That's kind of like the podcast stuff too. Like we put ours to like Libsyn directory and it just goes fucking everywhere.
Yeah, it's sick. I honestly, I mean, the only people that don't really use anything like that are bands that are fully signed, that these labels and companies have way more access.
Yep.
They got business accounts with Apple Music and Spotify where they can upload directly and stuff like that.
Yep.
Obviously, we don't, smaller bands don't have access to things like that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. It would just take a lot more work. You know what I mean?
So do you have to change the way the output is
Yeah.
for these different services and stuff?
Yep.
That's
It's
a pain in the ass.
yeah, it is, and it sucks too because like the one everyone fucking uses is the worst one.
Spotify.
Fucking the worst. It's
That's
crazy.
funny. I wouldn't have expected that.
Dude, it's such a bummer too because like
I bet Apple Music is the best.
100%.
Yep.
Apple Music and Tidal.
I've heard so many good things about Tidal. I've never even opened it or
Me
tried it.
neither.
or
Yeah,
anything.
I probably won't. I use Apple
Yeah.
Music. I always have.
Yeah.
If you ever get the chance,
Yeah.
listen to one of your favorite heavy songs, a nice loud mix,
Yep.
play it on Spotify, then play it on Apple Music, and you will be like,
Get the fuck out of here!
I cannot-
Really?
Yep. To the point where it almost sounds different.
Wow.
Like it's not just like a loudness or like a warmth or punchy aspect.
This is funny. I always just had the opposite opinion. Not even doing that example. Just I was like, nah, Apple Music's probably not gonna sound good.
No, Apple Music is insane.
I figured Apple Music
Insane.
would have been better because, I mean, not because I'm an Apple snob, but
You are.
everything they make is just better.
Yeah, no kidding. I was just talking to my mother about this.
Yeah. It's like
So it's really
yeah.
funny you say that because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and some of them I listen to on Apple iTunes, and some of them I listen to on Spotify.
Yeah.
And the ones I listen to on Spotify, I have to crank the radio to the end to
No
even
kidding.
hear
Yep.
to even hear what people are talking
jeez.
about.
Their
So I know what
compression-
I'm doing at work tomorrow.
The compression is so bad to the point where like it just smashes shit. It makes my wife is very much a Spotify. She's only ever used Spotify because the one thing that they have over
The interface is great.
yeah, that's what it is. The playlisting, all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
They just are next level with that.
Yep.
And that's where a lot of people are fully, sucked into it is because of that.
Yeah.
But I'll like put on a song that she loves on my phone.
Yep.
And she'll be like, wow, like I never even like noticed that part. And I'm like,
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
Spotify ruins it.
Just on your phone. Not even
Yep.
no other like an external speaker or anything.
yep. Yes, I mean, in the car, like, especially if you're
Yeah.
ripping, like, dude, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys all got nice cars. Like, if you rip a song on Spotify and then rip one on Apple Music, it's like,
Does he not see my truck?
what? Is your truck fucked?
You
I don't
can, you
get it.
need a tetanus shot just to get in. John gets one every week.
I just
Cans in the cap corners.
Yeah, I drove 600 miles in my new car with a Bluetooth speaker under the dash because the radio doesn't work. So
But yeah, no, it's crazy. And yeah, I mean, they just have different guidelines and shit for uploading and how loud you can have it before upload and what, you know.
I learned that Spotify has a back end EQ that you can turn on too.
Yep, they have, dude. So, and it still doesn't fucking make a difference. but
Yeah.
They automatically have like a loudness thing, and it's usually set to like medium, but it has like high, medium, low, and off. So if you turn it off, things will get a little bit louder for you. But it's still not the same. Not even remotely close. to
No
Apple Music.
kidding.
Not even remotely close.
Yeah,
When they come stock, like turn the fuck down.
I tinkered
Like,
with
shit's just
the
quiet.
EQ a
Very-
little bit
very
because the radio setup I have in one of my old cars, I have a hidden Bluetooth amplifier that has no EQ settings on it. So it's just playing like fucking raw dogging Spotify through this thing. And everything just sounded so tinny and shitty.
Yep.
So I started doing the EQ thing, but then I would turn the Spotify EQ on and then get in like my modern work truck, and then everything would sound like shit in that because it's EQ of the truck's radio plus EQ of the Spotify.
Yep.
So I
crazy.
just got to the point where I've given up and I just listen to it like shit in my old car because it's a shitty old car. So
Yeah. Yep. And it's such a bummer too because you put in so much work and then Spotify's just like, fuck your fucking mix. Dude.
yeah.
You did a great job. We don't care.
Yeah, Spotify's like, you think that's great? Wait till you hear our mix.
Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
You hear our mix. We just turn it all back
my
down, baby.
God.
Yeah.
Like you brought up mastering and it's like you could, dude.
Yeah, Spotify masters it for you.
Yeah, masters it right back down.
It's the opposit of master.
It's fucking
They
crazy,
unmaster
dude.
it.
Yeah.
You are neither a master or a commander in this situation.
Yeah, right, dude? It's fucking crazy.
And it's not even like years ago where the person would be like, oh man, I've got the CD and the CD sounds incredible. And when you hear it on Spotify, it sounds like shit. Like a lot of people hear this song and they just think that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, dude.
You have no recourse.
Dude, that's one of the things that I like it's so upsetting for me. So many people love Spotify and there's the mixes now from everything from rap, EDM, rock, metal, whatever it
For
may
my
be.
wife and daughter listening, would Taylor Swift sound better?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
from what he's saying,
Even just
yeah.
like her voice, like the amount of processing that they put on her voice and most likely are using like the Sony Tube mic, which is literally a $20,000 microphone. And that's a guarantee that's what she uses to record. I'd be very surprised if, that and maybe another mic that they're summing in or something, but like,
Some shit I never even heard of before. Yeah.
$20,000 microphone.
Dude, I can't even.
This doesn't even make sense.
yep. And like, I bet if you listen to it on, Apple Music, her voice would be warmer. It would be smoother sounding. It would be louder. It would probably have more dynamic range. When she's singing quieter, it would actually sound quieter. When she's singing louder, it would sound louder. Like that's like a huge part is the
Tim
dynamics.
Connors, I still use shit Pandora. Why?
Pandora
bro.
still exists?
Yeah, I can't
A
believe.
lot
Yeah,
I know people that use Pandora.
yeah. I was. I had a fire at my house the other night. A friend of mine's like, "What do we got? Are you listening to Pandora?" I'm like, "Pandora."
Yeah. What is it? 2011.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's still around?
Sorry, Tim. I don't mean to talk shit. My bad.
No. I mean, he's got to know. He knows.
He said shit.
Yeah, he
Pandora.
knows. He
Okay,
knows.
okay, you do know what
He's
she's
like,
like.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, I don't.
No, the one that
so-
gets me that's shit is Amazon Music.
It's not that
I've never even. I wouldn't even.
I
bother.
have it. That's what I use.
Really?
Most of the time because I already pay for it, so I don't fucking have commercials.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
that makes sense.
That's
yeah.
the thing.
Yep.
And it's a lot of people use it, I think, because when they just get an Alexa speaker, if they're not like super techie people, it's just like the default.
Yeah. Yep. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And you like ask for a song, and it's like, hey, I know you already pay for some other service, but give me your credit card number, and I'll play whatever you want.
Is that your Alexa voice?
Yeah. That's
My
Alexa
Alexa's
voice.
never talked to me like that.
No?
No. It's never asked my credit card.
No? Oh.
What'd you
God,
get? A
dude.
black market Alexis?
Yeah,
Alexa?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Turn it on. I need your credit card information now to go any further.
Dude, I have ours set up. I actually got to fix it. So
Yeah,
I have a routine for like Alexa good night, and it says it used to, I got to fix it now. It used to say good night, I love you guys, and turn all the lights off. It's fucking awesome.
Oh fuck.
Good
Have
night,
you
all
ever-
you
have
guys.
you-
I'll be the third step down when you come by
Have
the
you
back.
ever whispered?
Yeah, it's wicked creepy.
She whispers back.
That's so not.
Yeah, whisper mode is creepy as fuck. The other day,
My wife's too paranoid for Alexa.
oh really?
She's like, they're fucking listening.
Oh, they are. They are
fully,
listening.
yeah.
As you're
they're
carrying
listening
around,
anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You think the Alexa makes the difference, please?
Yeah, I know.
like-
I try to get her to understand that.
Yeah, no, your fucking smartphone's listening
that's
to
how
you.
my dad is too. My dad will be like, "Oh, I'm not putting my credit card number in there." I'm like, "Dad, you have an iPhone. It's
Yeah,
game
it's
over.
yeah.
You're fully
It's already
toast.
there.
You're fully
You
toast.
can't even sign up almost,
Yeah.
right?
The thing you thought about buying that you haven't even said out loud is already loading on your fucking iPhone.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Well, like that, I'm like, Dad, do you use a Bank of America app? He's like, yeah. I'm like, then how could you possibly complain about ever having any of your card info on the internet? Anything. You got your account numbers, your social security
Your
numbers.
entire life is on the
That's
internet.
what I mean.
He's like Ron Swanson from
Fully.
Parking Rec.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
finds out, he takes the computer, just throws it in the trash.
yeah.
It's not how that works, Ron.
Straight up.
Yeah, that shit was fucking crazy.
I talked about something, just me and Jared, just talking about stuff in the office, and I fucking went on Facebook.
Oh no, did we lose another one?
Fucking limp shit.
That's not a $20,000 microphone.
I was thinking, you've been making that thing limp for the last 4 years.
Whatever we were talking about, I went on Facebook like 20 minutes later and fucking ads.
Yeah.
And I didn't even like look it up. It was just verbal. And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Me and
I
Ann and
think
Blake
the
and
ones-
Emily were having a conversation the other night about an artist, right? I'm not even going to say the guy's name.
Oh.
And Blake sending screenshots of he's getting the artist now, like, uploaded to his feed so he can see, like, it's fucking wild.
Who's the artist?
The craziest part is when
I've never heard of the kid. He's just like a singer, but
you don't even think or say something out loud and then you see it.
Yes.
You ever fucking thought about something and then it pops up?
No.
Yes.
That
no.
is-
Dude, that
no,
happens.
Has
You
happened to
said
me.
no. Stop.
I'm dead serious.
It's happened to me too.
The two of you. You
now
probably
it's from,
said
it's from something else. Like it obviously comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
But for it to be guessing that well,
the fact
Yeah.
that you're gonna. Yeah, I bet you guys talked about it without realizing it at some point.
I don't know, dude. No, it's like when I'm like sitting on my couch, like scrolling, I'm like thinking about something, and like an hour later, I'm like,
What the fuck? Yeah.
it's not instant. It's not.
Yeah, but
like,
it's like maybe I Googled it at work 2 weeks prior.
you're something. Yeah.
But it
That's
knows
obviously
that
that's-
you're thinking
That's
about
what I
it.
mean. It has to know, but it's the way it like predicts when it shows it to me, or like predicts maybe I want to see it.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit's fucked.
It is fucked up.
It's so
now,
fucked.
all right, so here's a question for you. So, two things I thought of. As soon as I got up the P, I thought of this.
Yeah.
We're talking about sound quality, in I think we might have briefly talked about it before. What's your take on like the old mediums, like as far as like bands doing cassettes and CDs and vinyl, and what do you think it's all just like novelty bullshit, or do you, like?
I definitely think tapes are.
Yep.
I definitely don't think
Well,
tapes.
no one ever thought tapes were better quality.
I was just gonna say.
It was
So
just the
like,
medium.
let's,
Vinyl, yes. Vinyl is cool. Vinyl
Yeah.
has a vibe. There's straight up a whole different process for mastering for a vinyl. It's entirely different. The way the needles work, the way the physical
that
vinyl.
whole thing
That's
just blows my
completely
mind.
different. So that part's cool because it's a very tactile medium.
Yeah.
It's a record. You know what I mean? Like a tape is like
I feel like
Tape is just shit.
I feel I feel like with vinyl now, let's say now, you're not looking for like crisp, clean sound.
You
Yeah.
want to
But
hear
you
the
can't-
like crackle, crackle, crackle,
I
crackle
think
when you put
it's
the needle on there.
yeah.
I was gonna say that's not even necessarily.
What do you mean? You're buying all these old fucking records.
I'm not buying old records. I'm buying new records.
Are you? Well,
And
you've been
if I'm a
fooled.
new record player.
I was gonna say the new needles are pretty intense and they're
All right.
they're very involved and you can
Sure.
you can spend a couple fucking $100 on a fucking needle
And,
nowadays.
and I think what you like the crisping, crackling and stuff. I think there is a richness to vinyl.
There's a warmth for sure.
Yeah.
It's like a
Nostalgia
very-
to it too.
I like that.
That's
Yeah.
what I grew up listening
There's
to
a
shit.
warmth for sure.
Yeah, there's a warmth that's there that doesn't necessarily make it gritty or pop. You're not necessarily hearing needle popping and stuff, but there's a warmth there that isn't on other mediums.
Yeah, facts. That's why I said
I
I,
don't
think
think-
vinyl's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not into vinyl myself. I've unfortunately never really had like the need to do it for either of my bands or anything like that. But
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I like the fact that a lot of people love collecting them.
Yeah.
I think that part's really cool.
The excitement of opening it is
the different
nice.
colors. Like I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of things about vinyl that are very positive for music in general, for sure.
Yeah.
So, like you were saying, people are like recording on fucking cassette tapes again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a big thing with hardcore bands now.
Huge, yeah.
Well, I mean, what happens after it gets eaten?
Right?
Right? How pissed are you gonna? Not only is the sound quality gonna be shit because it's on this fucking ribbon. I'm not even a sound guy, and I fucking know.
Yeah.
Like seriously, and then it
back in
gets
the day-
eaten. Like it gets eaten. How pissed were you back then when like
So
you got it out and then you take it a pencil to fucking bring it back?
Right, dude. Fuck, dude. That brings you back.
I like a round pencil. You gotta get the hexagon one, or it wouldn't fit inside the things. Anyway, you get a round pencil, you're fucked. Just gonna be spinning your wheels. No, I honestly think what drove the tape was cars. So think about this, right? So you had 8-track radio. You had no way to play a record in a car. It was never going to happen. Yeah. They went 8-track tapes, and they're like, well, these are fucking huge and bulky and take up too much room. Then they developed the smaller tape until they could figure out CDs, and then it was like CDs were the jam. Like, I honestly think the automobile industry drove that because there was no reason for tapes.
Dude, I was at a Cars and Coffee at 12% Beer Project in New Haven, Connecticut, and there was a fucking Cadillac with a record player in it.
Fuck yeah.
That's so sick.
It was a factory option record player.
Really?
Yeah. It was wild.
I'm gonna ask probably a dumb question because I don't really fucking know.
There's no dumb questions.
I can't say I'm gonna answer the question.
There's always a limit, right? Let's be honest.
I don't know, Mark.
I mean, all my teachers said that, and then when you asked it, they were like,
all right.
Tough.
They wouldn't even answer. They'd be like, well, I think it's snack time. Yeah, let's get a snack.
Time for Mark to take a nap.
Yeah.
But nobody else takes naps. We know. Go sleep.
What was 8-track? Like, it wasn't cassette. Like, what was it?
It was just a bigger cassette, right? So
just a big cassette.
Like, was it with a ribbon and everything?
It was, but the ribbon was fat. It was like a half-inch wide.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was like a fucking VHS tape.
Yeah, I knew. I'd seen one, but I never, held it in my hand
So
and be like, oh, okay.
My father had an 8-track player in the house, whatever. He had a little stereo set up. And he had, some of the old cars came with the 8-track tape decks, right?
Yeah.
But what you did is instead of, you put the regular tape in sideways and it reads from the side.
Yeah.
And it just the tape disappears, right?
Yeah.
On an 8-track, you basically just took the ribbon side and jammed it in, and the rest of it stuck out.
It was
the
like
dashboard.
it was like an original Nintendo.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, if you
almost
asked
exactly
me to
what that was.
explain what I think an 8-track is, I would have been like, it looks like a Nintendo and Atari game.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all it was. And
But
I think the only reason
But there was tape in it.
There was ribbon, right? Yeah.
was because it was directly taken from the 8-track recorders, the way they used to record, like reel to reel, whatever.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
That's what I was gonna bring that up because that is a whole style of recording that
People still use reels.
Yeah, like
what?
Rendering to tape and stuff like that.
Why?
It has its own sound, but once again, it's like it has a sound.
Is it good?
It depends.
What are people doing? Like they want shitty sound. I don't understand that.
It's not. I don't want to say it's not bad or good. It's just a flavor.
It's just different.
That's the way I put it. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, though.
Why do you drink Captain and Coke and John drinks
here's the
fucking
thing.
beers?
Here's the thing.
It's
No,
just
that's fair. That's fair. I don't like your attitude, but it's fair.
All right, we have all this technology.
I know.
And Matty's using something. He's using a processor to make it sound like record to tape.
Yeah. Okay.
How about and all the bands that he's recording are asking for the same thing. At that point, it's like, why don't I just get a fucking record to tape setup?
Yep.
It's the same thing as photographers shooting film because it is fucking different. And then there's like the old format film stuff that's cool too. It's the same idea.
Just gonna say okay.
Trust me, I agree with you. I think tapes are a little weird.
Everything you mentioned, it's like, why do you want it to look or sound like shit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. To each their own then. I mean, obviously.
I think a lot of people just get hung up on the minutia of what that means to them.
The nostalgia factor.
Yeah. We're talking about the raw overproduced thing earlier. I don't think anyone actually believes that. In the very real, straightforward sense. I think a lot of people like tape. I don't know if someone said to me oh, I think tape sounds a bit. I'd be like,
oh my god.
I would just be like, I think you're stupid.
It's also an idiot. It's also something someone can say to sound like elitist and douchey at a party.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So tape is so much better than fucking. Why? It's not.
If they were I like the vibe of tape, I'd be like, cool. I understand that. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But it's saying when people say XY, ABC is better than XYZ, it's like, well, no, it's just different.
Better's all relative.
Yeah, it's all everything, especially in music, man. It's all subjective, dude. There's no objectivity in that.
You being able to record a guitar straight into a computer and fuck with it is way better than anyone ever did it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to like it more.
I was gonna say, and it's one of those things too, where there's plenty of people that still absolutely the fuck not get me the fuck in front of a console with microphones and I don't want a computer in the room with me. Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
They want it all analog.
Yeah,
have you ever seen? I'm sure you've seen the Sound City music documentary with Jay Bro, or whatever.
Yep.
And talking to Butch Vig and the way he used to record and stuff like that.
I fucking love Butch Vig.
Yeah, it's just fucking just the way they did it. Yep. And those guys grew up. And he was talking about like Pro Tools when it first came out, and you have to render for like 4 fucking hours, and then it would be wrong, and then you have to do it again. It's like a fucking
dude. One of my favorite fucking things that still exists is there's this console, and they're still made to this day. They still have brand new versions of it, and it's one of the Lord Alge brothers. I can't remember if it was Chris. I can't remember. They're all big producers. I think they're triplets, or at least 3 brothers. And
all producers
and record, and they're all fucking incredible. But it's fascinating, is like back in the day, going back to like doing things in one take, they would also have to mix in one take because you couldn't go back and like redo. Like I could listen to a song and be like, I kind of want the guitar a little bit louder in this one part, so I'll just bring it up in just that one part. Back in the day,
you had to physically turn the knob up
while the motherfucker's playing the part.
Yeah.
Now you can still do that on these new digital consoles, and they do. At the last NAMM, which is like one of like the biggest like music gear conventions in the world, one of the Lord Alge brothers did a demo on the new console, and he mixed the song in real time. So like he's literally like talking about a chorus, and he's like, all right, chorus is coming, let me bring up the room mics, and he's got his hands on 5 or 6 different faders, and as the chorus comes in, he's physically while recording the song, so he has like a raw version of the song playing, and he's mixing it literally in real time.
He's quote unquote live mixing it.
It's fucking cool. So there's like still that, like that's still a huge thing.
So if you still want hands-on physical,
could still happen. You still have access to it, and even it's more refined and streamlined now, which is even better.
That's kind of like even with, we were talking about Dreg's Liquid Light show earlier.
Yep.
He originally was using just straight up like an overhead projector from school. Now, like you said, he's using a computer and a camera, and that gives him the ability to put like a digital file of a logo, but then he's still physically doing the droplets of food coloring for the light show.
It's really cool.
It's mixing the mediums.
It's really cool.
It's using the tool as to assist versus just overusing the new technology.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just put themselves in boxes with all of this kind of stuff where it's like I'm a perpetrator of this, and I've had to like unlearn a lot of shit where it's like, well, you can't do that. That's not correct. And it's like, well, does it fucking sound good?
What's correct?
Yeah,
Exactly.
what is correct?
It doesn't.
It's only wrong if you don't like
exactly. And that's, I think, a big thing. I mean, even myself, like there's situations where I'm like, I have like a really hard time with like keeping everything like kind of rigid sometimes in my songwriting, and I'm like, someone will have an idea, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that, but then I'm like, let's just try it. And I listen, I'm like, oh, that's a fucking great idea. I would never have thought of that. But it's just because my brain is like wired in a certain way, and everybody is like that, whether they'd admit it to themselves or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're talking about like as far as playing to the click and all that.
Yeah,
kind
or
of
not
stuff,
even necessarily that, or just like oh, you should play this lead like that, or like maybe the bass should separate from the drums for this part, or maybe the guitar should be quieter in this part. It's like, well, no, because it's like I don't want it to be, you know what I mean? But it's like, well, the vocals are important for this part, so why? Well, who fucking cares about the guitars? It's like little shit like that where it's like you have to kind of step back sometimes and like.
Yeah, exactly. You're so immersed in it. It's like you need to get an outside perspective.
I get like option paralysis with a lot of shit too, where it's like I have so much control that I don't know what to do at all. Like I'm like I could do everything, but what the fuck? What's right and what's wrong? It's like
you get tunnel vision too. It's like you can't see outside of your box. And that's it. Yeah,
it's huge, and that's a huge thing to have to get over. Even for people that are coming in and recording with me, I'm always like, all right, well, you might think that that's smart, but like, let's listen to it, and you'll be like, oh, that kind of doesn't sound good, or like, that isn't what I heard in my head.
I guess that's a good point of, as far as the approach, is it different when you're recording your own projects or stuff you wrote versus when somebody comes in and you're recording stuff you've literally never heard?
No, not really. What I usually do,
like, you don't know. You know what you want the song you wrote to sound like.
Yeah.
You don't know what they think their song sounds like. You don't know what they want their song to sound like.
So what I usually do is have them lay it down exactly as how they thought it should go.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously you want to make sure the client's happy first and foremost. You know what I mean? That's always the most
Customer's
important.
always right.
Yeah, facts. And
happy.
Customer's always happy. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
not right.
They're never right.
I was
They're
like,
almost never right.
Yeah.
Don't say that again.
And then that's when I'll start going back through and being like, oh, maybe we could try this, or maybe, create a space here and put a drum fill or whatever it may be.
Yep.
And that just kind of elevates the song. And that's like honestly one of my favorite parts because I'm not in these bands. And,
Yeah.
like, being able to kind of put like my stamp on like a band's song is like really cool. And I think honestly, like, which is just something I kind of wanted to touch on, so it's a good segue, is like I really enjoy producers. I like really find myself gravitating towards
The production side as far as that writing assistance and stuff.
Yeah, and like there's certain mixing engineers and producers that like I straight up will like they'll never announce who did it, but they'll release the album and I'll be like, I know who did this. And I'll look and I'm fucking right.
No shit.
Because
Yeah.
They have a certain
That's what made you
sound.
think of it when we were talking about that other record.
Yep.
Like you wanted to look up and see who it was.
Yep. They like they have a certain sound. They have
They're
a
like
certain,
the fifth Beatle, right?
Yeah,
so like they're
exactly.
they're the person that is making that raw sound, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
A polished,
Yeah.
end piece.
Yep. And like everybody has their own touch. Everybody's ears are different. That's like a huge thing that like I've learned the hard way is that like everyone hears everything differently. Like a cool little
Except
fact.
Rick Rubin, he hears
Yeah.
everything and makes it all fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I think that's like a huge thing, and I love certain producers, and like I've listened to bands I don't like because I know they went
To a
certain-
producer.
Just to
No
see what
kidding.
he did or they did with the sound that those people create.
Yep, and I will end up liking X record from X band that I don't like because I know that guy wrote some good shit, and I'll listen like the chorus or whatever it may be, and I'm like, damn, like you could tell that he touched this song. You can tell he did.
Benny
That's-
Blanco was on Stern the other day.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
really interesting hearing him talk about his work. I had never heard of him before.
Really?
Yeah.
He's fucking
Yeah.
done a lot of shit, man. He's up
Yeah.
there. He's a genius. He's fucking really good at what he does.
Yep.
And once again, it's simply just like having an ear and just being like, I don't know, knowing what works. You know what I mean? There's obviously, once again, the subjectivity, but there is a wheelhouse people should operate in.
I feel like, and again, I know nothing. All right. So
You don't have to preface that every
yeah, no,
time.
I do because we got a lot. You see the bullshit that comes up here.
Yeah.
We know. So, like listening to like certain radio shows and things like that, and then even the person being a host, and he's like, oh yeah, they're a producer of the show too.
Yep.
It's like, wow. I'm like, if it's a really good show and stuff, the prep they put into it, it's a big deal. Like like having that mindset to know A, B, C, and
Yeah.
segues and things like that, and John's piece of shit computer. So we need a producer here, clearly.
We do.
Someone to produce a new
wouldn't have these
dongle
problems.
blocker or whatever the fuck is going on over here.
But no, I
Adapter.
just I think that mindset is very unique.
Yeah.
To,
It's,
like
it's really fucking cool.
In any good project, whether it's music or TV
I was
or
gonna say,
art,
yeah, that's what I mean.
they have producers.
Director,
Yeah.
dude, look at direct. Like when you watch a fucking Martin Scorsese movie,
Oh, yeah.
they could never ever tell you it was Martin Scorsese. You'll know in the first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fucking 2 minutes. You know exactly who
same,
made this movie.
Same thing with like Quentin Tarantino. Like he
Yeah.
has
Oh, yeah.
his thing. You know what I mean? And I think that is something that like I definitely want to strive for. And I'm trying that with both my bands too. Like just the writing style.
Yeah.
I one of my goals with both bands is I would love people who don't listen to metal to like the songs.
Yeah,
And
we kind of talked about that before. Like, good song structure is good song structure, whether it's a pop song or a metal song
Yeah.
or what,
And
anything in between.
People get like so heated about that shit. Like, oh, I don't want to use pop structure. And it's like, well, think about it. The majority of people like Taylor Swift, or they like fucking Beyonce, or they like Post Malone or whatever. It's like, yeah, the songs differ. There's different chord progressions. There's different sounds in them.
Yep.
But guess what? They all have fucking verses and choruses.
We
They all
talked
have
about
bridges.
that with Cooked Alive. That it's like every
Yeah.
band, like Tony Band's doing these like 40-second songs now, and it's like the song's 3.5 minutes long because it has parts. It has a chorus,
Yeah,
a verse, a bridge.
And it's like I want people to remember parts of the song. Like when the chorus comes back on, I want you to like I want to be able to write something so catchy that the first time you hear the chorus, you know the words by the second time the chorus happens.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I play fucking death metal in one of my bands, and I tell my singer, I'm like, yo, this is the chorus. You can save the crazy vocals for the rest of the song. Like, let's have clear words.
Yeah.
Let's have a repeating melody.
Yep.
A good cadence. Like, all that shit is important. Like, I know we play death metal, but like, why can't we have a Taylor Swift melody even though you're doing fucking low ass vocals. It's like it doesn't need to not be there. There's no like rules saying like, oh, we play death metal, we can't do that.
We can't have parts. We
It's
play
like
death
great.
metal.
Now there's another genre I got to learn about.
Yeah.
Every day there's a new core. What did I say?
Yeah.
I heard something the other day and I just laughed so fucking
The
hard.
vocals are the issue with me.
I know everyone. So that's my whole thing.
Like you
One of my-
talked to me after your show and you're like, "What'd you think?" I said everything was great. I just fucking I can't understand a goddamn thing.
I think it was Revival.
I don't know what hurt you.
and shook,
Like what the hell?
know what
I'm like I don't understand why everyone's yelling and screaming. I don't.
It's funny too because Dom and Shape Thrower, like the band that you saw,
Yeah.
his lyrics are like, dude, he has like 2 nice songs about like helping his friends and shit. It's like not.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know.
Yeah, you just never
you don't
know.
know.
It's just like that. I love that shit. Lyrics
That's
are
like
cool.
if you listen to Hatebreed, if you ever listen to the words, he's talking about like helping homeless people
Yeah,
and fucking
bro.
like doing the best he can to
It's
like help
too
people.
intense for that.
But it's
so
hilarious
sick.
when you listen to it. But no, I was saying I think it was Shook on Revival, and he was talking about they were talking about fucking something in music and frogs, and he's like, "Oh, great, now we're gonna learn frog core." Like it was so
Oh,
true.
I know
It
what
was
you're talking about. I know what
hilarious.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was like somebody ribbits on their fucking song
dude.
or something like that.
Dude, it was probably Guttalax. This band Guttalax, dude.
Yeah.
They literally all dress up in hazmat suits, and the drummer literally sounds like a frog.
God.
He literally sounds like a frog, and it's on purpose. It's like a gimmick. It's
Yeah.
a thing, but he like is ribbiting on that.
Yeah.
It's like slam.
He
Like,
called
Yeah,
it
yeah,
frog
yeah.
core, and I just started
Dude,
fucking
like
laughing.
the slam stuff is crazy, like peeling flesh and
yeah,
stuff.
dude, I like.
I liked it too.
I like it, but it's definitely like an acquired taste.
What was the one that who the hell showed me the NASCAR slam band?
Dude, I
yeah?
fucking love that shit,
Yeah.
dude.
Me and Dylan were
Fuck,
talking
wait,
about it. Yeah.
I just was sent this the other day, and I was like, wait, you got to who was that band again? What are they called? Fucking Restrictor Plate.
Restrictor plate. Yeah.
Restrictor
That was
plate,
it. We were
yeah.
talking about it on the 12.5 episode.
Great
That's
Dude,
what it was.
they are lit, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the art for their album too
It's
is
so good.
It's nuts, dude. Yeah, because
It's so good.
some of the other guys do the NASCAR podcast,
Yep.
and then someone sent that to them too.
Yeah, I
was
sent
like-
it in the NASCAR
yeah,
group
yeah,
chat.
it's
Sick, dude. I
hilarious.
fucking love that shit.
Yeah, Restrictor plate. That was the fucking band. Yeah, we were
What
talking.
a great name
yeah.
for a band, though.
Right.
It's so good.
Great
That's a
name.
great name for a band, yeah.
Dude, the clip from the Tony Stewart crash and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So
Fucking crazy.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love that NASCAR's getting leaned into super hard lately.
Yep. Yeah,
They
that's
just
what the,
announced a new Dale Earnhardt series.
Oh, really?
Something coming out on Prime.
yeah, if you
It's like a documentary about his life, kind of.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
if you're into Restrictor plate, you should check out our friends at Lucis Fast. They're doing NASCAR stuff every week.
Hell yeah.
Right here.
Great show.
Gonna be
Great job.
live on video pretty soon, I think too.
That's
Really?
what yeah.
I haven't heard the update how they made
I
out.
subscribed this
Well,
week.
we're gonna. Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know.
They're
I haven't-
they're
you know
trying
what?
to-
I'm behind. I'm behind. I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, well,
I haven't-
I guess you just weren't here for the first 20 minutes of the
I know,
show.
we
'cause
talked
we
about
talked
this
about it then
earlier.
too.
yeah, no.
Okay.
Nope, totally blacked
I was
out.
doing
Mark was still working.
Yeah, I
He's
was-
still like yelling at people on
Yeah,
work.
no, I haven't done any work tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
good
So go follow Lucis Fast on YouTube. They're trying to get their streaming shit
Yeah.
set up. So
Shit,
check
I
it out.
didn't know. Yeah, yeah.
It's going to take you a second. It took me a couple of tries to find
To
them.
find it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, post that link in your fucking bio more often, guys.
Yeah, seriously, get your shit together.
Like post
Act
stories
like you
and
want to
like-
be on YouTube. Fuck.
I don't think Dan or Norm does.
What are they? Why? What are you talking about?
I don't,
Dude,
I don't,
it's fucking-
I don't know that for sure.
It's so weird. Like the thing that really made me want to do it was meeting people. Like who the fuck was I talking to? Oh, I was when we
Everybody?
were at the Wasp Mother show, for
Yeah.
instance. I was talking to my buddy Ernie. Shout out to Ernie. He's always hanging with the Cooked Alive guys.
Oh, I love Ernie.
Yeah, such a good dude. And we're talking about podcast stuff. He's like, "Oh, I'll have to check it out." He's like, "I really only watch podcasts on YouTube." And I was like, "What?"
Dude, a lot of people watch podcasts.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot of
and they
people
like
don't listen.
They don't. He doesn't listen at all. It's like, oh yeah, no. If I can like throw it on YouTube or something, I'll listen.
Dude,
but it's like I don't listen to shit, just audio.
Craig Reynolds, who does that Downbeat podcast,
Yeah.
the dude from Straight from the Path.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
He always at the beginning of the episode, he's English.
Yep.
And when when he talks shit, it's just like ultra funny to me.
Yeah.
But he's like,
There's
he's
a
like,
better level of swearing over there.
oh, it's so much sicker, and their swears just sound better.
They do sound better, more intense.
Yeah, and he's like, go on YouTube, watch the podcast. He's like, I spend so much money on the video.
Yeah.
And he's like, no one fucking listens anymore. You are a loser if you listen. He's like,
Jesus.
look at how. But he's obviously in his English. He's
Yeah.
joking. He's
Yeah.
he's a very sarcastic person.
Yeah.
And it's all in good fun. But his set is incredible, and the camera quality is incredible. But it's just funny because like he always bring every episode. He's like, go watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's like, no one is sitting there listening. He's like, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave me a review. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's like, but most people watch, and every time I say something, I'm like, most people watch.
No, I'm like, I'm in the car listening to podcasts.
100%. That's always or at work,
Yeah.
At work, I'm just ripping podcasts.
Exactly.
But if you're working from home and you've got your
just
computer
gonna
on,
say,
you put that little tab in the corner. Now you're watching and listening while you're
See,
doing
that
your
part
work.
I think my whole thing is I don't really have time to watch a podcast.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't either.
Same. I'm in the car all the time. I'm working.
Yeah.
I don't sit at a desk.
I would
so-
I would watch them more often if I could. I'm just a fucking idiot, dude, and I can't pay attention.
Yeah.
So like I'd end up listening anyways. Like I'd
Yep.
end up like
Well, it's
sitting on
funny,
my
I would-
phone and listening.
Yeah,
You know
I would
what
be
mean?
doom scrolling while it's on
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
while I'm listening.
Yeah.
But like the only time I do like the live thing, like when Revival's on live. If I'm home on a Wednesday, like I'll pop that on.
Yep.
Like
I'll do it in
put
the
that on-
garage and I'll put it
yeah.
on the TV in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm doing something else. So I'm
Yeah, I'm
literally
still not
listening
watching.
or paying attention.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
It's like I'm just listening with video in the background
I was
that I'm
saying,
not
it's one of
paying
those
attention
things
to.
where, like-
maybe if it had captions.
Oh, fuck off.
Dude, he's gonna go home, dude.
Fuck all the way off.
Yeah. I wonder if you can turn captions on this fucking thing.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Oh, I think we can. Oh, subtitles and closed captions are unavailable.
Oh, that's
We're
a
too
shame.
fucking dumb, I think,
Yeah.
for this.
Is that what it
for
is?
the AI to like make captions for
would
us.
Maybe
Probably
it's not
have to-
available live. I wonder if
Maybe
it's
not
available
live. Maybe when we
after.
go back.
After?
We'll have to check.
I think it's just one of those things where
Okay.
you just might as well be safe and make everybody happy if you just do the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, the setup you guys have is incredible. So it's like, what's the point of not
We're,
doing it?
we're set up for it. It's crazy
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
to do it. So, but yeah, then more people listen. So I'm trying to remind people to push to the YouTube so we can get this thing fucking dialed in a little better. We got to get in the algorithm more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got anything else specific that we didn't touch on that we wanted to touch on?
I'm gonna drop a small bomb right now.
Of course, please.
Because everyone asks about it 24/7.
Yeah.
No one has said anything. We haven't posted anywhere.
Oh, fuck.
What is it? Is it something good?
Marks and
It's not
captions.
really good, but if you need it, it's good.
Is it closed captions?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. It's there.
That's an old episode. Though.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't work
so
live.
what-
It
yeah,
doesn't
so
work
it's
live.
All right, good to know.
Shape Thrower is releasing a new record.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
I
When?
don't have a date because that's why we haven't said a word about it and why we probably will continue not to say a word. We still have some things to wrap up on like the media
So
side.
this is like breaking news.
Oh yeah,
Breaking news.
how exciting.
That's exciting.
Yeah, super dope. I am doing it. I will probably never do my own record ever again.
Too ultra critical.
That I just like am an asshole, and I'm like, oh, it's my band. Like, I'm exact opposite ends of the spectrum where I'm like, it's my own band. Who cares? And then I'm like, I need to make this the
No,
best.
it has
thing.
to be.
I-
It has to
I
be
go-
my
I-
fucking Mona Lisa.
I straight up
I-
go between those two
I mean,
sides.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know
what
it
I mean?
makes sense.
Oh, fully,
Okay.
absolutely. And yeah, I'll never do it again. But it is. We're gonna film a third music video. We've already done 2. It's 11 songs. It's called Grief Cycle.
So it's a full length.
It's a full length. Yep.
Full length. You've already done 2 music videos.
Yep.
And none of this has been released yet.
Nope. None of.
Wow.
So we're gonna do full album rollout.
Yep.
Go the full mile. Do the Google ads. The whole 9. Go.
That's awesome.
Should have
Go
him
deep.
do it at Widowmaker.
That'd be
A
sick.
fucking
So
album release party.
we were thinking.
Yep.
That's crazy you mentioned that, because we were thinking of doing a release party instead of a release show.
Yeah.
Just because.
Well, Widowmaker, the Braintree. Braintree.
Yeah, Braintree.
You're right.
Braintree, yeah.
Braintree, yeah.
Yeah, wherever they do the stage. You could do both.
Braintree.
Braintree.
Yeah. We were thinking about doing a listening party.
Yeah.
When it comes out, but yeah, we're all pretty excited. And yep, it's 11 songs, written over honestly like the past 2 years. It's been a long time coming. So we had just some internal hiccups, nothing crazy, but just some small hiccups and just things that got in the way. And once again, I will take full responsibility for the how long this is taking.
Yeah.
Just because once again, I'm on either end of the spectrum, where I'm like, fuck it, who cares? We can take as long as we want.
But then at 4 a.m, you jump up. You're like, I have
Yeah.
to change the one note in that song.
Do
right
the other
now. Yeah.
guys in Shape Thrower have other projects too?
Nope. No, none of them do. I'm the only one.
Okay. And you're recording it on top of it. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So there's
Yep.
a lot of layers
Yeah,
to
for
that
sure.
cake.
I definitely enjoy engineering for my bands.
Yep.
That is the most fun. Getting the songs down, editing guitars, getting things to sound in stupid tight. But the mixing portion of it and getting things dialed in a mix sense,
That's where you could just spend an endless amount of time on.
Yeah.
You could do it every night forever and probably
and like,
still not
this
be
is gonna
stoked on
sound,
it.
and this, you know,
It'll never be good enough, and a third party needs to be there to tell you this is it. Like, you're done here.
Yeah, or like, it's like almost easier to like just send my shit and be like, just let me know when you're good.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds stupid, like I don't care, but it's like I'm not gonna send it to someone I don't trust, and I obviously am gonna send references and all that jazz, so like they know what I'm going for. But like, it's so much easier. It's almost like so much less on like I could be so much more subjective with my own music than objective, where I'm like, you know, if something sounds different or not exactly as I imagined, eventually I'll listen and be like, oh no, that's fucking great. I just like would have thought.
It doesn't have to be exactly what you pictured necessarily.
Yeah, where it's like, it's like hard to explain, but I mean, especially doing one band, my whole record, and the other band, I didn't do the whole record. I definitely enjoyed the experience of not doing it.
Yeah.
Just because also
so Euclid you did not do.
I did not do. No, that was Cody Stewart. Yeah, so that's coming out. I'm very excited. That'll be out this summer. For sure, it'll be out this summer.
Nice.
And we got a whole new merch line coming out, the whole nine. But like I said, I have not announced it anywhere. I straight up asked the band. I was like, I think it's time to just fucking say it at least.
Put it out. Put it out in the ether.
We don't. But see, I'm not. I am like so fucking anti big things coming.
Yeah,
so that's why they will like. They're like, we did the first music video, and they were like, let's like put it out, and I was like, no, we have to wait until every last thing is done.
For sure.
I want all the merch at my house. I want every final version of all the music videos in my Dropbox. I want all the final mixes.
Yeah.
I want the album art. I want everything fully uploaded, like a full month and a half in advance. So it's on streaming services, getting pushed to the playlists, the whole nine, and then we can announce. Because
so Manny has a lot of control issues.
Not even. Well, I can't. Okay, actually, let me say something. I do. I fully admit it. I do. But I'm also. I don't want to say unfortunately because I just know I'm like fucking weird and built different in this aspect. But like I just only think about this shit. It's all. It's truly what I am passionate about.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other people in my
And why rush it when you can do it right?
Yeah, you got to do it right. I agree.
And I also have just my old band and both my old bands. I just didn't do anything right, and I learned very quickly and easily from those mistakes. You know what I mean? We would, we'd like announce the album before we had like masters and shit. It's like just stupid. Like I would never do that now. Period. But like it's crazy that like we would post like, oh, we're getting merch on the way, but like we hadn't paid for it yet. Just like random shit that it's like, no, wait till you have it in your house.
Yeah.
So someone goes, I want one. You can go, okay, I'll sell you one right fucking now.
Yep.
Just like small shit like that where it's like, it doesn't look good to promote something that isn't promotable.
Tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tangible.
I get it, yeah.
So that's my big announcement. I'd say that. And
That's super exciting,
Awesome.
man.
yeah, I'm very excited.
Can't wait to hear it.
I'm excited
cool.
just because, none of those, well, I shouldn't say none of those guys. 3 of the guys have never really put out a record before either.
Yeah.
And it's something that, 2 of them are like my childhood friends and
Yep.
That's awesome.
it's going to be fucking sick. I'm very excited.
You have plans for physical releases?
Yeah, we'll probably do CDs.
Nice.
Once again, we've never really had a draw for vinyl. Not a lot of people ask, and it's just super expensive.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely do CDs. Yeah.
Nice.
CDs, crazy enough in the metal world, CDs still fucking sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, people are into CDs.
I think
think
people are
it's,
still rocking those 87 Camaros with the CD player. And
I think it's just
Or the
the
Sony Discman with the fucking
Goddamn
cassette
right.
thing.
With
I
the-
think
with the
people
input,
just
yeah.
crave having a physical thing. I think it's
agreed.
I think no matter what technology comes out, being able to like open a physical, tangible copy of something is
Even
cool for people.
For me, man, every time I get a physical of like my own music,
Yeah.
every single time I think like, oh, I'll get used to this.
It's the coolest thing ever.
It is the coolest fucking thing, man.
Yeah, especially in your own.
That's what I
Peeling
mean, dude.
peeling the
That's
cellophane off of your own band CD is the
And, like,
coolest
pulling-
fucking feeling.
Pulling the booklet out,
Yep.
seeing the lyrics, seeing like the thank yous, it just all the art. It's just it doesn't ever get old for me. It just
remember
doesn't.
when
That's
we
why I
did-
think vinyls are badass.
Yeah.
I have no interest in them, but I value
That'd be
them.
cool.
I
Yeah.
value their existence. You know what I mean?
I remember like when we were getting our CDs, I was so excited because it's like, oh, we can do the clear piece under the CD in the jewel case, so we could put a picture under it.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah.
like the fucking best thing ever.
Yeah, dude. Pulling that CD up and like having an image of it, like that small
Yeah.
shit is just, and that's another thing. Like all those tiny details, they amass such a huge impact on whoever's buying it. You know what I mean? So doing things right and taking your time, and I don't know, the guys fucking hate me because they always want to. No, I shouldn't say always, but they're always like, we should do this. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
Gotta wait.
especially it's like,
Gotta wait, bro.
wow, the song's sick. This video is sick. We
Yeah,
can put this
excited.
out right now.
Yeah. And I think what I'm very grateful for is they all like my mixes too.
Yeah.
So it's like they could be like, oh, we could just use this right now, and I'm like, fucking,
It's not done yet.
Dog,
Yeah.
give me a couple
hours,
Like
bro.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It means
Shut
a lot.
your mouth.
I appreciate that, but like at the same time, like, nah, it could be sicker. Like, let's
Yeah.
make it sicker first. You know what I mean?
So you got you have a few scheduled shows in the summer already, right?
Yep.
What's on the docket?
So we got June 1st at the Vault with the Miles Between, which is
Yep, that's a
definitely
big reunion show.
a big reunion show for a good cause. I forget.
Yep.
I think it's like I forget. I want to say.
I can look it up. Will you?
Yeah, so
Continue.
there's that. We have June 14th at New World Tavern again.
Yep.
That's like a mixed bill lineup, which I'm really hyped about because
New World in Plymouth. Yep.
Yep. Even though it's a mixed bill, the bands are like top tier. We're like playing with a Pop Pump band, but they're like really fucking good.
That's cool. I love that venue too.
Yeah, me too.
So the Miles Between show, portion of the proceeds will benefit the New Bedford Women's Center.
That's what it is. The Women's
Cool.
Center. Yep. So that's a cool show. I'm really glad that we got asked to play that.
Yep.
I'm very grateful for that for sure.
Who are you playing with there?
This band called the Miles Between. They're like an older kind of like metalcore band.
Yeah, like early 2000s.
Yep. They were fucking wild back in the day.
Yep.
I saw them in Taunton, and there was like multiple fights in their 30-minute set.
Yeah.
Like crazy fights. Like
Oh, yeah.
chairs flying and shit. It's wild.
Wow.
There's that. Yep. And then the next one in Plymouth, like I said. And then we have one more in Providence at FET, which is like, we're like hilariously like the lightest band on that gig. I guess not, because that band Roselane's also on it, but that one's in the lounge at FET
Nice.
the same night as Seosin. So that's
Oh.
a huge bummer for us. But don't worry, I'll go to Seosin too, because I definitely bought a ticket for that.
Yep.
They're playing their self-taught in full. I can't miss that.
And then after that show, you can just walk down the hill, get some fucking
Yep.
get some hot wieners at Olneyville System.
That's the best part about playing FET, baby.
Yep.
That shit's around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. When I went to go
Is it over
see,
there? It's over there.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you walk up the hill and it's right there.
Yep.
When I went to see Cave In with Ryan there,
Yeah,
it was
yep.
like going to get fucking hot dogs.
Yeah, there's only one option after a FET gig is hot dogs.
Yep.
Hot
Yes,
wieners,
indeed.
baby.
Uh,
It's like grade Q meat.
Yep.
So sick.
John ate an asshole once.
Yeah,
We're gonna go back for a year.
I got. It was like there was a rubber band.
was a rubber
cased
band.
into my hot
Yeah,
dog.
it was definitely the
At
ring.
Olneyville?
He ate
Yeah.
cinnamon ring. Yeah.
It was. It was
Didn't taste
really.
like cinnamon. He went like this. He pulled it out, and it was a ring. And we just looked at each other and we're like,
That's a butthole.
"And we're done."
yeah, it was really
John
traumatizing.
ate a butthole.
Yeah, it was really fucking traumatizing. I still do stand that Tex Berry's in Attleboro is my favorite.
I have a very soft spot for Tex Barry's in Attleboro.
Yep,
'Cause
love that place.
I grew up 10 minutes from there.
Oh, yeah.
It's right north, or well, close
Yeah.
to Norton, yeah.
That's
That's
my-
the side of Norton I live on too.
Oh, okay.
I can go right to fucking Bliss Brothers, take a right, and I'm there.
Yep, yeah. Tex Berry's right there. Morin's Diner's right there. There's a
Yep.
bunch of good shit right there.
Yep. Facts.
What other? Oh, I just got tickets to that show Unearth and Bleeding Through and
Oh,
Fuming
fuck.
Mouth.
Yep.
Unearth's playing the Oncoming Storm in full.
Full, dude.
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped about that. That's
I
gonna be a
love
really
that
fun
band.
show. I did too. I haven't listened to them in fucking like probably 20 years, but now because that show's coming up, I listened to.
Which is wild because they're like, I feel like if they put out a new record right now, it would do so well because of like that whole vibe is fully back.
They have like all these newer records that I didn't even know about. Because to be honest, I didn't listen to them after the Oncoming Storm. I just
Yeah.
kind of moved on to other things. But
Yeah.
like Stings of Consciousness and Oncoming Storm are so fucking good. But then I went and listened to that Bleeding Through record from 2003 because they're on that bill.
Yep.
Overcast is on that show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking. What else is on there? There's a to be announced. I have a thought of who I think it is.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's High Command.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I feel like it would make sense.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a graphic designer and I am very observant with logos, and they just blurred it, and I'm like, that looks like the High Command logo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's smart that they just blurred it.
Yep. So
Little hint there.
yeah, exactly. There's a band Apes I've never heard of before now, and I went and listened to that the other night, and they were pretty cool. So the whole Fuming Mouth's on there. Like, it's gonna be a fucking sick show. I've never been to the venue though. It's at that Big Night Live Boston. I've never been
really?
there before.
That place sucks for metal shows.
Does it?
Yep.
That's a bummer.
It's way more set up for like EDM rap type shit.
Okay.
It's a nightclub, so it's like the like floor area is like very small. It's like all it's like all booths and shit.
Really?
It's like a dance floor, so it's not like a.
It's not like a big open venue like Roadrunner is.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, a lot of honestly, I mean, yeah, a couple shows that have gone there, a lot of people have like made sure to never go back, kind of deal. Not because it's like I said, not because it's like a bad venue, but just it's not set
It's just
up.
not set up for that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Which is wild because like now that like Roadrunner and MGM exists, it's like Roadrunner's crazy, man.
Roadrunner is such a cool venue.
Whoever designed that place is a genius.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you can be anywhere and you can see the stage there.
Yep.
You can literally be any fucking spot in that venue and you can see the stage.
You can see anywhere and everything, and it sounds great.
Sounds great, dude.
And in a room that scale, it could sound really bad.
Yep.
And
Yeah, no, it's definitely a new age venue, which that's what you need, man. That's
Yeah.
how MGM is, dude. MGM, the sound system there is so good.
Yeah.
That, like, this is gonna sound stupid because you're like, why would you not want it to be like this? But it wasn't even loud.
It doesn't have to be though, really. You know.
That's what I mean. It was like perfect. It wasn't like it was loud, but like not like overbearing. We're loudness for the sake of just like we can't get the frequencies into the crowd enough. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. This is a hot take, but played him downstairs, dude. That room sounds like dog dicks.
Yep, I agree. You know what I did see
Bad.
there?
It's really bad.
That
It sounds better now, but it still is like kick and snare is just all reverb, super boomy, loud. It's just like everything that's lost.
I've seen some bands that I love that I think sounded terrible in there, and then one that I was blown away by there. But I think it says a lot about the band is they're just adaptable and they had a good sound guy. Is Glassjaw.
Yeah, dude, that show was great.
The Glassjaw show where they played those two records basically fucking back to back. It was fucking incredible.
I agree. They sounded really good that night.
And the light show that night was great for that for a smaller venue.
Had those big ass fucking LCD screens in the back.
Yep.
That shit's so cool.
They sounded so good that night though.
Yeah, they did.
That was an unbelievable show.
That was the only time I've ever seen Glassjaw.
Yeah? I've seen them not many times, but I think probably 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah, they were fucking incredible. They're a great live band. They're super tight.
Yep. You know, it's one of those bands where it's like, you know, you buy tickets and the show's probably going to get canceled. So it was cool that it actually happened.
Yeah, facts.
I do have a couple little things. Have you ever recorded a hot dog sandwich? That's from Backyard Spider.
Have I ever recorded a hot dog sandwich? No.
And now this is crazy. Listener who sent this in, Disco Steve, sent us this. Court rules tacos and burritos are in fact sandwiches. So if a hot dog is a taco, because I was saying if you go by the starch rule, starch on 3 sides of the meat, it's a taco.
Okay.
Technically, it's a sandwich according to this court ruling.
When actual court ruling?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no one's got anything better to do.
Yeah.
Glad we're clogging the legal system with this nonsense.
That's fucking crazy,
A judge has
bro.
called a wrap on one tortilla-based case. Craig J. Bobay, Superior Court Judge in Allen County, Indiana, ruled that tacos and burritos count as Mexican-style sandwiches.
What must have the
that's a
complaint
taco.
been?
The what?
What was the complaint where you had to rule on that?
I'm trying to
right?
get to that.
How do
So,
they get to a court.
yeah.
Like just like talk about it like with your friend.
Why did
Like,
this internet
No.
debate make it to a Midwestern county court? Martin Quintana, developer and owner of the famous taco, needed the ruling in order to complete his last endeavor, a new restaurant location in a Fort Wayne shopping center.
Oh, this has like the non-compete bullshit, right?
Yep.
Can't have a taco place, but you can have a sandwich
The
shop.
court
we talked about
agrees
this.
that
I think
tacos and
this is
burritos
older.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a news.
and the
we
original
have.
written commitment does not restrict potential restaurants to only American-style sandwiches
Gotcha.
in the ruling. So
Wow.
that's it.
So they're not serving peanut butter and jelly. Okay.
Dude, wait.
Crazy.
Did you guys know that Elvis used to eat peanut butter, jelly, and bacon sandwiches?
No,
Banana.
Oh, and they were like fucking
He used to travel to like Denver.
dude, and they're like massive.
Yeah.
8,000 calories is what I read.
Yeah,
how
that
much
makes
it
Wow.
sense. Yeah.
You don't drop dead of a heart attack on the toilet because we will.
was. I couldn't believe
Yeah, it wasn't
that.
because of
That's
cocaine or
crazy.
anything.
Yeah,
It was
no, definitely not
It was
cocaine.
definitely peanut butter and fucking banana sandwiches.
Well, when you top the banana with
That
cocaine,
goddamn
that doesn't
Jeff.
work. Yeah.
My mom chose Jeff.
Oh my god. So fucked, dude.
Well, I think we've said it all.
That was good.
Definitely.
That was a lot of fun.
This time
That was
I
a
don't
blast.
feel like I missed anything. Last time I left and I was like, I didn't say anything.
I said that to John on the ride home. I said, I think you missed a lot of shit.
Oh, last time?
No, I made it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, this time I feel
He was
great.
just going to agree with it. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
yeah,
was.
I remember that.
Sounded good.
He knows that's exactly what he was going to say.
Yeah, it was.
Jesus Christ.
John's
Yeah.
a nice guy, dude.
I was just going to agree with whatever the fuck you said. I don't know.
He'll agree with that too.
Yeah, and that's definitely true.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on.
Good.
We talk so much about music and bands recording. I think it was really good to unpack a lot of this back end stuff. That,
Yeah.
Great.
I also think I hope people that listen to this, I really hope they understand that like you can really do anything, and I just hope people don't box themselves into like a sound before they get to any studio, not even whether with me or whatever.
Yeah,
Just because there's so much shit that you can do, and there's so much shit that people do that no one knows about. That like you might want something, but you don't want that because you don't even know that the thing you want isn't what
You don't
think
know
it
what
is.
you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically,
You know what I mean?
You mean you have something, but you might want more.
Yeah.
or the opinion of the person helping produce you might change
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah. Keeping an open mind. I've learned that the hard way. Honestly.
keep an open mind. That's the big takeaway.
Because the worst thing that could happen is you just take it somewhere else.
Yep.
Like really.
Especially if you track, like if you've already tracked, like physically recorded the audio,
Yeah.
I can send it to whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
The hard part's over.
What a
Have
world.
you ever sent anyone away? This is a question I had before. Like,
No.
like I'm done with you.
Hilariously,
on.
which like this is probably not a good thing to say about any sort of business, which I can go into slight detail about it. The first band I ever recorded, like actually recorded, they didn't end up going with my mix. The guitar player just wanted something different,
Yeah.
and they went with another guy, and he wasn't really happy with that, anyways. But they released that. But I told him, I was like, "Hey, man, like if you just don't like it, like I'm not gonna take it personally. Like I have a thing. My ears are my ears. I can only
Yeah.
certain things work a certain way and some
Right.
things don't. And if you're hearing something different that I'm not giving you, then so be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that happens, dude. The craziest part is that happens on a way higher level. Like bigger bands will send out like a song and have literally producers and mixing engineers like bid. They'll do test mixes and they'll send it back to the band, and the band
Wow.
will listen and be like, we don't really like this guy, we don't really like this guy, we like this guy.
Yeah. It's like they're auditioning people
Straight
to
up.
mix and master it.
So they send it out to 4 different sound artists, and until they make a decision is how they get paid, right? So you're basically doing free work
yeah.
before they
If you want
decide.
to
No
record
shit.
that band
Wow.
bad enough, yeah.
If you want to, at that level,
Wow.
like
I-
a record, you could get $50,000 for a record. So it's
No,
like,
no, right.
I'll rip a song for free to
I
get
understand.
50
I
grand.
get that. I get that. It's
Well,
just,
just so
it's
you
still a
do,
lot
yeah.
of work.
Oh,
you know, like you know what I
absolutely.
mean? To be
Even
like,
just for one
fuck.
song, especially if you're getting
Yeah.
shit audio.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like a band could have recorded shit themselves, and it could sound
Yeah.
like fucking dog water. You know what I mean? Could
Yeah.
be.
How are you going to make magic with dog water?
Can't. Just can't.
Hell yeah. Thanks,
Well,
guys.
Thank you, man. And
Thanks, man. Appreciate you
course.
coming on.
we'll put your
course, man. It's a
contact
good
in the
time.
show notes. So
Fuck
if you got a
yeah.
band, you're trying to lay
Yeah.
down some fucking tracks, hit Matty up. He'll help you out.
He's bored. He's got nothing to do.
Yeah, he's not busy at all.
I'm
not
super
busy
not
at all.
busy
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, whenever that Shape Thrower stuff has some dates and stuff to announce, we'll share that. If you want to bring
Yeah.
the boys on,
I would love that, dude.
we
I've been
could
trying
do
to tell them.
a Shape Thrower episode.
Dude, I would love that. I think they would love that too.
I at first I was a little hesitant to do like bigger group ones, but I had so much fun when the whole band from Cooked Alive came on.
They made me not come.
yeah, we made you stay home today.
Yeah, they made me stay home so they have an extra seat.
That's
Sons
fun.
of
I want
bitches.
you here.
No, I just happen to miss
John,
it.
not so much, but
Yeah.
definitely Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So,
You have the whole crew. You
Yeah,
can't,
someone
yeah.
can run the board.
This
we
can't
got a
be-
band coming on.
Do not come.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm gonna come.
Dude, that alone will get straight thrown. That alone.
Actually,
We'll have to put it on our board for that night.
Mark, you will not be here next week.
I won't be here next week,
The big
no.
news: Mark won't be here next week.
Yeah, big news.
We have we're going back to one of our older episodes, sort of in a way. We haven't done a brewery episode in a while, and we're doing a brewery episode next week. I'll leave it at that.
Very cool.
Are you
So-
going to a brewery?
We're recording here.
If only.
We got to work on that.
We
Grab
should
this rig. Let's put it on the road.
We got to
we,
figure that out.
we should go. We could go before.
What we should do is get an old bread truck and turn it into a mobile studio.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
You know,
But no, we should maybe go there beforehand. Possibly.
maybe.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. I go I'm there like twice a week.
Yeah, we're all proud of you.
Are we gonna be there Sunday?
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, we won't be there Sunday. It's not Widowmaker this time, but we do need to get them back in too. We're due
October.
we're due for.
Always October.
It is always October.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's always right before their anniversary dinner.
Oh, right. Yeah.
By the time the fall hits, we'll have more.
Is that
to talk
usually
about with them.
November?
That's September, October.
Oh, so yeah.
But thanks everybody for listening. Once again, if you're in the area, somewhere within 2 hours of Boston, come to Widowmaker on Sunday. We're gonna be there, 10 o'clock. Hang out, look at some cars, drink the beers. Matty, we'll put your info in the show notes. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
A lot of fun. We'll talk to everybody soon.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh, that's not our soundboard. There we go.